I'm Black Snake. Yeah, I'm Black Snake. Yeah, black cloak, black skin. Walk the hall, they whispering. Cauldron bubble, I'm different. Dark eyes don't flinch, just glimmering. House points, man, miss me. Came from pain, they history. Same blood, they fear, they diss me. But they copy my brew, still sip me. Side eye from the portraits. Cold stone, but my soul scorched. They ain't teach where I'm from, had to learn from the alleys and the torch. Half prince in the world they hate. Half rage in the narrow gate. Half hood in the castle gate. Hold me, never run from
Black Snake. Walking through the dark. One day my hand and a X in my heart. Turn that fear to a spell, then I spark. Yeah. I've been cursed from the start. I'm Black Snake.
They talk war in the streets. I see more than they seats in the tower. Drive by, man, I glide by stealth. Broomstick bring stone, cold shower. I ain't glorified shots, that's great. That's moms in black, that's waves. Of boys that ain't make old age. So I ain't my rage at the cage.
Walking through the dark. One day my hand and a X in my heart. Turn that fear to a spell, then I spark. Yeah. I've been cursed from the start. I'm Black Snake.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Camp Hustle One here, back with another live stream. How you guys doing tonight, man? Dude, I've had that song on repeat this entire week, man. Black Snake is probably one of the greatest memes to come out of 2026, and I enjoy it. I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, but I am here for the memes, man. You guys know we love that shit over here. So without further ado, man, let's get into the first video. I'm gonna go ahead and set it all up real quick. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good evening. Oh, and happy Easter, man. It's like it's gonna be Easter here in the next 8 minutes. So all of those people that celebrate that, I hope you guys are ready for tomorrow, man. Hope you guys are ready to take people out to brunch and, I don't know, do some Easter egg hunts, go to church or something, whatever you want to do. But let's go ahead and get to my videos here. All right, so the things we're going to talk about, I wanted to talk about the Tuah girl, because apparently she is still around and still trying to stay relevant. I thought that'd be something to talk about. We have part 3 now of the whole Larry Wheel saga we can talk about. And there was one more thing I wanted to talk about in terms of fresh and fit. Coke Benny, welcome to the stream, sir. Sup, camp? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Happy early Easter to you, sir. Okay. So yeah, the first story we're going to talk about is the Tuah girl. Apparently she's done. Mr. Jamari made a video on this, and then after that we're going to go to the Larry Wheel saga to catch up with that. There's part 3 out now, and then the next thing I want to talk about was something to do with fresh and fit, man, because you know, I mean, we can't go a whole stream without talking about those guys. So let's go to the first story. Let's check it out.
So it has been a couple of months since the last time I spoke about the almighty Tuah, and the last time we caught up with her, she had only 9 viewers left on her live stream.
Yeah, so basically she is now streaming, you know, streaming herself playing video games, and you know, after the whole crypto coin debacle, rug pull, whatever you want to call it, and how she basically, a lot of her fans lost pretty much all of their life savings. She went dark. She didn't make an episode for her Talk to a podcast, and she said she went to sleep. She basically slept for like 6 months, but now she's reemerged with a couple links to some OnlyFans and whatever. You know, I mean, she's really run the whole influencer gauntlet speed run with flying colors, and now she's in this kind of Bobby Altoff type area now, where she's just trying to do anything to stay relevant. So it's really sad, but let's see what Mr. Jamari has to say about this.
You ever wish you weren't famous? Yeah, sometimes. Hold on, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
And of course, we also learned that she is now selling some sort of spicy content online to make ends meet.
Didn't we call it this was going to happen? Didn't we say that within like a week or a month of her with this whole crypto scheme that she was going to end up opening an OnlyFans to just try to keep some money coming in? Dude, we called it like way back when, months back.
for $20 to $50 for a single image.
There's more to me than just Hawk 2.
But recently, she went on to an interview with Andrew Callahan of Channel 5 News, where she spoke about her 15 minutes of fame, the Hawk coin fiasco, and where she sees herself going in the future.
Hawk 2! Spit on it!
And right off the bat, she hit us with this quote,
I think people give me a lot more credit for that whole crypto scam than, like, I can actually pull off. They're like, oh yeah, she pulled this off.
No, we know that you had no idea how the whole crypto scheme worked. We just know that they were using your image and your fans to basically scam everybody because everybody was supporting you and you were none the wiser to what was actually gonna happen. But I think CoffeeZilla was the one that was able to expose the whole rug pull and how, the majority of the coins that were pre-sold, they were pre-sold to people that were already like on the inside of the company. They all had their coins and stuff. And as soon as the coin went live, that was when they were selling all of their coins and, making all their money. So really the only people that made money from that whole crypto scam were the ones that were on the inside. Everybody else that put money in, they lost like $40,000, like whole life savings, man. People were mad.
I'm almost a 22-year-old girl. Like, you give me so much credit. You really think I can do that by myself? Okay.
because essentially her only defense after all of this time is to continue to play stupid.
There was types of coins, I guess. I still couldn't I'm telling you, I have no idea.
And to be honest, the interviewer Andrew does nothing to ever push back.
It seems like you really don't know.
No, I'm dumb as a bag of rocks, so.
I don't think you're dumb. I just think you don't know about crypto.
I don't.
Which makes
By
you
no
smart.
means. Exactly. That's what they told me to, and I was like, thanks, I guess.
Like, if anything, to me, this interview read as much more of...
I kind of feel sorry for her, man, because she really got duped into this whole thing, thinking that, you know, she would help her fans make a lot of money. You know, I really truly believe that thought that she was making a difference. And, you know, and also, you know, she was going to make a little bit of money on the side, too. I think she had all good intentions in the beginning, you know, as far as promoting it and just getting the word out and stuff, but it just ended up falling flat on her face, and then she just didn't even want to answer to it. She basically just hid out and just slept for half a year.
Like a PR fluff piece, much more than anything else, as he helps her kind of paint this narrative of like the unassuming little girl.
All of scam YouTube is kind of using you as this pariah.
This is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
He's barking up the wrong tree. Like, he thinks I did this. Like, full intent, knowing what's going to happen. I didn't know anything about it. We're going to take all her money. She took all our money and stuff like that. And it's bullshit, really. Because, like, I didn't do it. Like, you can look at me sitting here and you're like, yep, she's a crypto scammer. She took all the money.
Yeah.
No, I just think that because she was the face of the entire operation, obviously she took the brunt of the criticism. Like, if I opened up Jamari's lemonade stand, and this guy Bob over here was scratching his nuts and then pouring the sugar in, mixing it with his little pinky, and then all my customers get sick, guess what? They're not gonna say, yo, what happened, Bob? They're gonna say, Jamari, what happened, my boy? And I get that she is not the sharpest crayon in the box, but this whole I'm just a dumb girl routine is beyond played out at this point. And because that was the central theme of this interview, I felt like when I was digesting this video, I was missing the fucking pickles.
Bubble bath? What do you think?
This is pretty good. Only one thing.
You forgot the pickles!
And I do believe that Andrew feels this way because he himself found popularity doing these same types of drunken interviews on Bourbon Street in New Orleans back in the day.
Now this is one of my deepest secrets, you hear me? I was having sex with a broad, right? And I'm hitting and I start feeling and shit, you hear me? I the whole man that night, my nigga. I the man, son. Talk like that. I appreciate you, hear me?
And now the guy has some sort of eternal guilt about his past, admitting that he is ashamed and now even claiming that there should be a legal penalty for filming people in this fashion.
It's sad because I know that I sort of created the party strip interview model, and that's the thing that I'm most ashamed about. You know, I was in Scottsdale the other day just visiting some friends, and I'm walking on this party strip where there's like shit-faced college kids walking down the street, you know what I mean, yelling. They don't know what they're doing. They're just kids. And then you have 4 man on the street, dead sober interviewers asking everybody, what's your body count? What's the freakiest shit you ever done? Have you ever cheated on your girl? Can y'all trade phones? You know, this. So where I'm like, bro, that's up. There should be some kind of like penalty for that. Like,
so that is why he clearly sympathized with her from the very start.
Can't have penalties, man, because people will watch that stuff, man. People love watching couples crash out over looking at each other's phones and, you know, just watching people break up in real time. You know, it's like I just people can edit into shorts, and it's entertainment, man. It really is. So he shouldn't be mad that other people are doing it because, yeah, he might have, invented the whole thing. But yeah, man, it's like, people are going to take whatever's popular and just run with it.
Or because he had her in the victim seat long ago.
Release forms past a certain level of inebriation are actually void. So technically, all these body count people, even like the Tuah girl, she could sue that dude.
And while I do believe a lot of these guys doing these interviews...
Jeez, don't give Tuah girl any ideas, man. She needs money bad, bro. I mean, the thing is like there is no revamping her career, like her 50 minutes is pretty much up. So it's like, yeah, let's not give her a reason to sue people, man.
Views can be predatory. Getting drunk is not a defense for saying stupid things into a camera in 2026. And in no way did this dude force any of these people he talks to on the street to speak to him at all, much less in the way that Hawk did.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. You get me?
Hawk Tuah! Spit on it! Spit on it!
And because he already decided that she was the victim both in
if she never did the crypto scam, I'm pretty sure she would still get paid like $10,000 to $30,000 per appearance for going to like these country rock shows and just any type of appearance, man. Like she could have just completely just rode that wave for as long as she could, but she had to get greedy with it.
Streets and in the scam, this actually does her no favors because it voids her of any chance to show true accountability.
And I saw like the seeds of cruelty begin to be planted. People were like, Haley, you're gonna have to make an OnlyFans soon. Like, time's coming to a close. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, we were one of the people that were calling it, man, and it happened.
Shaq's not gonna have you at his next DJ Diesel set at the Bellagio in Vegas. Think of something new. So I saw that kind of resentment begin, and then it just seemed to reach a boiling point.
So basically, he's saying that people were plotting on her downfall long before it happened, which is not remotely true. As when you sift through comment sections of old interviews and videos before the crypto thing went down, people mainly found her to be relatable, funny, and adorable. And that's not to even mention that she was well accepted within celebrity and other social influencer circles.
When I say hot, you'll say Tuah! Hot! Tuah! Hot! Tuah!
And the other thing is, she was not really shamed for the street interview. In fact, it made her so infamous and rich that she started an entire career in media, making tens of thousands of dollars a night for appearances. The backlash only came after she promoted and tried to profit off of something that people told her endlessly not to do. Because leading up to the release of the hot coin...
Yeah, that has to be a note to self, no matter how small or how big that you grow in your life, in terms like of influence, just do not stay away from the crypto coin. Like everybody that does it, it always ends up being a rug pull. You got the Tuah girl, you got Saint the Sinner, you got Andrew Tate. I mean, there's probably many more, but those are just the ones off the top of my head just in the recent year. And it kills all credibility.
She had done all this different promotion.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
And people in the crypto space were saying, do not do this, it is going to get sniped.
I really hope that there's not any more interviews kind of like the one I got, because now that I think about it and I'm like sober, it's kind of disrespectful to women, like the stuff he was asking, but that's just how the world works nowadays.
Oh, it's disrespectful to women, but you got so much money and so much fame and so much merch and all this stuff, like just all of this cultural relevance because of that video. So yeah, and you never thank the guys for putting you on, for distributing that video. And it's just, you completely left them in the dirt. So I don't know, to look at it retroactively, like, yeah, it probably made you look bad. It's probably not something you want to be known for, but it is what it is, man.
So
now, don't get me wrong, if somebody did something sexual or exposed themselves physically in some sort of way, then yes, I do think some legal precedent should be set if an interviewer is blasting that out to the world without proper consent. But in the Tuah case, her friend literally asked him to post it, while also inquiring about where they could see the video in the future.
Okay.
Tim and DTV.
All right.
You said we better post that?
Yes.
Okay.
Post it through.
All right.
That right there, that's her best friend. That's her co-host of her little Tuah podcast. She's been with her the whole time.
better post it. How did they catch you in 4K?
And even worse, the footage was released where it makes it very clear that her friend was the one who asked for a more explicit line of questioning.
Come on, you gotta get a spicy one.
You want a spicy one?
Yeah.
Did she not ask for a spicy question? If you go back and look, we asked relatively normal questions like, what makes you wifey material? And they took it a place where somebody else would take it.
This is my wife. What makes me wifey material?
What makes her wifey material?
That fat ass she got.
Only way to get over one is get under another. Amen.
It's a little bit too intimate. A little bit too intimate.
Back shots.
So to me personally, my sympathy for her is very low, because not only did this song now have to disgrace my ears,
If she don't huck to her, I don't talk to her.
but she fully leaned into the Hawk Tuah bit, while completely sober and aware of what she was doing. And she then sold merch, ran campaigns, had a successful podcast, and was on her way to becoming very wealthy. I guess what I'm trying to say is that viewing her as some sort of like naive child actually continues to hurt her image more than anything. And before I show you guys the craziest part about how Hawk Tuah is currently making money, I actually want to show you guys how you can put some dough back into your pocket. And that is precisely why I teamed up with
Alright, we are going to skip this whole ad read real quick. Let's get past it.
$15 a month. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5GB plan required, equivalent to I do enjoy the Channel 5 platform. I think that Andrew normally has a way of disarming people with his polite tone, while also still subtly calling them out, like in a recent interview he did with Shia LaBeouf, where he questioned his drinking habits several times while not coming off like a dick.
I just noticed in my personal experience.
Dude, what was the last thing Shia LaBeouf did besides like Transformers? Did he make like another movie since then? It just seems like he's just kind of fallen off the wagon, you know, and just kind of just, I don't know. He had like this crazy homeless beard for a while, and it was just going around. I don't know if he was getting like arrested or like shoplifting or something, but I haven't heard anything from Shia LaBeouf since like the first Transformers movie. I'm sure he probably has done other stuff, but yeah, that guy, he's batshit crazy. Pt.2 with Ghost, welcome to the stream, sir. Hi, Camp. How you doing, man?
When you're going through a super hard time, it's really best to put the bevs down. Yeah. Because when you're drinking to cope with sadness, oftentimes it can spiral into something deeper. Yeah. Because you're just delaying processing of those sad feelings for a long time, and eventually you're gonna get to that brick wall where you're like, I gotta face this shit.
I think he's really getting it through to him, man. He's just like, yeah, man. Hold on, let me take a sip of this real quick.
Yeah. Saying going to jail, like, have you thought like, damn, maybe if I wasn't drinking, that wouldn't happen? Like, I gotta
Who gives
chill.
a fuck though? It's another experience.
Yeah.
Jail will be another adventure.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? That's cool.
He also recently got into it
okay.
with that Look Max
See,
Elite.
it makes me think that jail wouldn't be too bad, because at least he's going to get fed, you know, he's going to have some housing, you know, maybe he might get in a couple fights, and it's interaction at the end of the day. I mean, how often does Shia LaBeouf get to interact with other people, you know? I'm pretty sure on the outside he lives in like total isolation, but at least, you know, he get to get a little bit more social if he's behind bars.
Clavicular.
If you want to be completely disingenuous.
This right here, this was something I did want to watch. It was basically his interview with Clavicular. I think they're going to show the ending of this where Clavicular asked him, so you look in the mirror and you see that there's nothing wrong with you. He's like, no, I'm pretty happy with myself, whatever. So Clavicular just ended the interview because he's just like, okay, I don't believe you. You're being completely disingenuous. You might as well just stop this whole thing. And I was just like, I mean, I think a person's allowed to be okay with their own appearance, you know, just because you don't think that their appearance is, you know, A1 or up to your standard and stuff. It's like, it doesn't mean that they're lying. You know, it's like they might have good self-esteem, you know?
Yes, that's fine with me. I guess there's just no point to continue.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right.
Yep.
But hey, when it came to Hawk Tuah, he put on the kid gloves, even allowing her to take a page out of Akash Singh's wife's book and blame all of the backlash.
That evil woman. She rears her ugly head once again.
On bots.
You know, the whole crypto scam controversy have a super negative impact on your fan base?
It definitely did. Like, I still get comments all the time about it, but I think it's like mostly it's bots, I think, because nobody really cares anymore. But really all
It's not bots, man. It's really the last thing that you're known for was the crypto scam. You basically lied low for 6 months. You came back, you tried to do an episode, and I think you ended up deleting the episode of her podcast, and that's it, man. And then she posted the link on her Instagram for her OnlyFans, and that was literally it, man. Like, she's completely dead in the water now.
is they just want a response.
People won't remember what you've said. They've only remembered what you've done, you know? And if the last thing you did was a crypto scam that was at the height of your popularity, yeah, it's like people are going to be jumping on you for the rest of your life for that.
Or it's a bot.
And the lack of pushback is even more evident when he asks her what she is currently doing to make money.
So what are you doing for, money nowadays?
Let's see, I have my fanfics,
Nothing.
Fanfics?
Yeah. What's fanfics?
Like, you can post pictures of yourself on there. You can talk to people all day, but like, I think they got to pay you to talk to you too, don't they? Yeah.
$40 for a photograph of Tuah girl. That's crazy.
It's pretty cool. Maybe we should do that.
Do it.
Now, to be clear, Fanfics is advertised as a non-nudity website, but a lot of people actually use this as like an OnlyFans light, likely because of the stigma that comes with the name of that platform. Basically, they want the money to sell similar pictures without that label.
Did you see those tweets that went viral like over the past couple of days that said you had an OnlyFans?
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Not true.
No. I don't think I could ever do OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so weird to say. You got to have something to sell before you can get on there. I'm nothing but back. So, I mean, they can leave me out of that shit.
And while she plays dumb, the way she has chosen to advertise her page is to bait people with sexual images of herself with provocative captions. Like even right here, she says, "Ready for me to release more feet stuff? Unlock this if you do. Now I have a feeling that I know who is funding her lifestyle."
Did you know what my toes are ranked on Feet Finder?
Tell me.
4 out of 5.
Whoa, what do you think the deduction of a point was?
Probably how long my toes are, I'd
Yeah,
say.
that's...
Like she has obviously known about this feet phenomena for quite some time.
Worship my feet. Worship my feet. Worship my feet.
Oh my God, dude. I hate when women wear those fake eyelashes, dude. They look like caterpillars, bro. Like, ugh. And you know what? This is not for the male gaze. This is for the female gaze. Women do this for other women. They don't do it for us, man.
Feet. I said worship my feet.
Like, to me, I think that is almost freakier than selling nudies.
After everything's ended and, nobody wants to see me on the internet no more, they expect me to just jump on OnlyFans, make a quick buck, and be done with everything. I don't want to do that
But
at
they
all.
don't know that you're a true American.
And the thing is, if Andrew wanted to take this psychological approach to this interview, like when he tries to get deep when talking about why people seek fame.
I have a theory it's because all fame and desire for fame is rooted in fear of death. Existential anxiety about impermanence makes people want to seek fame as the closest thing to immortality.
Then why not also ask her about the pure irony in crying out about the guys who asked her sexual question that she welcomed, by the way, that in turn gave her this career and wealth beyond her wildest imagination, and then after she screwed that up, her turning around and sexualizing herself for a living once it all blew up in her face. Like, to me...
I mean, we've seen this happen with so many adult film stars that they get out of the business and they turn coat and say that, oh no, I was manipulated, or I was too young, I wasn't old enough to make these decisions. And we're like, no, you were old enough and you were making plenty of money, and you were happy through the whole time that you were doing it. You were more than happy to do it. But now that the stigma, that you're now have aged out and you can't find like a solid relationship because of all this history that you have, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like with fast money comes with slow problems, and now, you're left picking up the pieces trying to figure out what you're going to do next. I mean, we've seen it happen so many times, but, people, they always go for the money first. They're just like, they're not thinking about the future consequences.
That would be a much more compelling narrative on the life cycle of internet fame. I think Andrew does make good content, but for me, he really missed the mark on this one. And that is especially true when he runs a paywalled news platform that prides itself on being unbiased. But either way, I want to know what you guys think about her hawking her last Tuah. Once again, I do encourage you to check out Mint Mobile, the sponsor.
Hawking her last Tuah, man. I mean, that really is it. I mean, the thing is, all she's got now is just the photos on fanfics, and anybody that still supports her after the whole crypto scam, you know, buying her merch and stuff. So, I mean, that's on them, man. Let's head to the next story. The next story we're going to talk about is from Mr. John Bravo. He's going to be talking about Larry Wheels. This is going to be the part 3. Actually, is it part 3? Yes, I'm sorry. Part 2 of the Larry Wheels files release, and it's even worse than you would imagine. I believe this is the one. Yes, this is from 3 days ago. So let's check it out.
So
we are back with, I mean, this is technically part 3 because this is a new video. I don't think it's rehashed from the last one. So let's see. You know, Larry Wheels, it's like this guy, he keeps coming up with receipts, man, John Bravo. So it's like, you got to answer to it. You can't just say, hey, I've denied all these allegations. That doesn't do anything. Okay. That's something that, you know, you have to really prove against his points that he's making. So let's check out Mr. John Bravo here. Larry Wheels Files Part 2.
So he went on the Bradley Martin podcast that they broke up because she cheated on him. In the meantime, he wanted her to, and here he's admitting it.
And so woke up the next day and he had obviously read the messages on his phone where I told him that I'd hooked up with someone. He came downstairs kissing, hugging. I love you so much. You are amazing. Da, 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 da.
So we finally have a face now to go with all of those text messages from the last couple of podcasts that we did. All of the crazy stuff as far as like sending the girl out to have sex with like multiple men and then not taking a shower in between each one and just coming home so he can sample the apple pie, so to speak. Yeah, it's not good. It's not, it's actually pretty stomach churning, but it's good to finally have a face to go with all of these text messages here.
And I was like, I was feeling so much like I was feeling about myself, and he was like, look, I understand if you don't want to do it again, but if you do, like, I would really want you to get video footage of it.
Crazy, man. Wild. And this is the guy that was spending $10K a day on cam girls. I mean, I'm pretty sure he crossed paths with Andrew Tate at one point, and Andrew Tate was just like typing to him, and he was just giving it all to him. I'm pretty sure that probably happened at one point in time.
They're going crazy now. What's up, wife?
Why are you filming me?
Because I have a surprise for you.
Surprise?
Yeah, I think it's one you will like, too.
Wait, honey, you pick him up.
Yeah, of course she's gonna like it, because she knows exactly what it's gonna be.
Ready to see it?
I am.
But you can't see it just yet. You gotta close your eyes.
Bro?
Yeah, he wants her to close her eyes so she doesn't see the train that's coming for her, that asshole.
Hold on, let me put my slippers, shoes on.
Okay, give her a second to put the shoes on.
She don't need her shoes, because all that shit's about to come off anyway.
Where do I go?
Okay, just, I'll guide you.
Larry the third wheels, man, that's crazy.
Go left. All right, wait, stop. You ready?
Yeah. Come on, let me see it.
I love seeing her die in anticipation.
No, I'm impatient.
So wait a second. Do you know what I thought the surprise was? 500 men lining up outside, ready to run a train on her ass.
Yeah, they all got numbers. That's crazy. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting like a brand new car or something, you know, but not a whole legion of men with numbers. That's crazy.
Bonnie Blue. Just like that cuckold's.
Larry, after you shopped and found Jay, who knew I was chatting to, you said it's a cuckold's dream
that he wanted with this last girl. But it turned.
I've been so respectful, even though it's taken me over 2 years to fully heal from all the bullshit of manipulation, porn addiction, online cheering, and grooming me into sleeping with men. Oh no!
Turns out it wasn't a train. It was a Bentley, but she didn't like it anyway.
Whoa!
Oh, it was a car. I knew it.
Damn, it's a new one. Damn. Sheesh. That's my new baby, huh?
Our new baby.
It's a surprise for me. They didn't have burnt orange one though?
Oh my God, dude. You just got a brand new car, man. 0 miles. And the only thing you can say is you couldn't find burnt orange, though? God damn, dude. That sucks, man. Oh, it's never enough. It's absolutely never enough. David, what's up, man? David from the UK. Good to see you, man. Hello, Camp. How you doing, sir? Hope you're having a good evening, sir. Glad you could join us. Yeah, man, we're on, this is part 2 of the Larry Wheels files, but technically for us, this is part 3. So, yeah, Larry Wheels just surprised his wife with a brand new Bentley, and the only thing she could say was, you couldn't find it in burnt orange? Damn, that sucks.
What do you mean?
The color?
Burnt orange exterior?
Yeah.
I looked everywhere for it. There was no burnt orange.
We can wrap it.
You're not happy with the color that it is right now?
It's okay.
Oh, hell no, dude. That's crazy, man. Like, can you be thankful? Can you at least fake it while the camera's rolling, and then when the camera goes off, you can say all this stuff? This is basically just put it all on blast, man. She's never happy, man. Damn.
I'm joking, Chad. I'm fucking gassed. I'm just joking. Hopefully that gets clipped. So
there's truth in every joke. She goes, oh, there's no burnt orange? Bentley don't even make that shit.
Larry lies again. Oh, man, dude, this is starting off great already.
Peanut butter cups.
I'll take one for sure.
Dude, he's sad inside, man. You can tell. He's just like, what am I doing with my life, man? Like, this is not what I worked so hard for, man. It's like, yeah. I mean, to me, she is like the woman I put on a pedestal and stuff like that. Yeah, she is like what I want in my life. But damn, why does she treat me so bad, dude? And yeah, he's dead inside. You can tell. Just look at him. Look at those eyes, dude. They're not. The light is gone. Okay, like this guy is on. He's on watch right now. Okay, we gotta make sure he doesn't take himself out. Is he about to do what I think he's about to do? He's about to sniff that chair. He has that look in his eye, like he can't help himself. Oh my God, he's about to do it, isn't he? Oh, you idiot. You idiot, man. God damn. That's bad.
So it looks like Larry the third wheel is still simping and cucking his way around town like a asshole. He's going on podcasts, again, lying out of his ass. And you would think by now he would have learned from his mistakes and stop lying, especially with me on his ass, right? But no, it's in his DNA. This piece of shit can never stop lying, no matter how many times I catch his ass. So you know what I had to do? I had to open up those Larry files again, no matter how much I had inside me telling me not to do it, because I had to find out the truth, and I had to dig deeper than we know. Larry likes to dig inside for those apple pies to get that truth. Wait until I show you what I found.
Here we go, guys. Part 3.
You know, I remember at that time in my early 20s, like where sexual thoughts were like obsessive. You know, when my mind wasn't occupied, it just went to sex. And it became a real problem where, like with any addiction, you know, a pair of boobs, for example, blows your mind. But then after a few months of looking at that same pair of boobs, like you need something more potent to get the same rush. So I wanted to get custom videos and like have these girls act out these crazy fantasies of mine, because like I was getting so overstimulated. I needed like these crazy kinky stuff to get off.
So as you saw, Larry the asshole bought his Sharmuta girl a $370,000 Bentley, right? Even though that bougie bitch didn't like the color, he still bought it for her, right?
And he probably paid for it to get wrapped in the color that she wanted eventually. That's probably the update to that whole vehicle situation.
But you would think, you know, oh, when your friend Daniel $50,000. He was your friend. Instead of paying him back some of that money, you buy the Sharmuta a gift that she didn't appreciate. And you know what that reminds me of? I mean, they always say, what's the quickest way to lose a friend? Lend them money, right? Because they're never going to pay that shit back. You never hear from them again, right? Well, how many times? Maybe you experienced it yourself, or you've heard stories. You lend somebody, a friend, a close friend, money. Then all of a sudden, he's not paying that shit back, and you see them driving around in fancy things, buying all this stuff, right? You would think that they would be kind enough to pay you back the money instead of buying and spending the money on stupid shit, because you were nice enough to lend them the money because they were in a bad spot. But no, they don't do those things. And Larry, he's doing that same shit. So the other day, I saw Larry the third wheel, because we know how much he loves being that wheel, on a podcast with Bradley Martin. I wanted to watch it because I wanted to see what lies I can catch him in, right? And then he starts going off and talking shit about his ex, Nicole Drinkwater, saying that she was going on podcasts, saying his name and talking shit about him.
What's up with one of your ex-girlfriends like going on podcasts and just like running her mouth about it?
Dude,
like,
she's been dragging my name for years now.
you helped her in a lot of ways. I don't think there's a way to deny that.
I think I did help her significantly, and she was at a point where she wasn't making any cash doing PT. I put her on to OF by doing collabs with her that got millions of views. She ended up becoming basically a millionaire, and now she still does it and lives a good life because of it. But now I'm the guy that's the villain, and she's dragging my name ever since. It doesn't feel right. Like, I feel like I contributed to her financial success significantly, and it's like me going and attacking you after you helped me so much with my brand.
So when I saw that, I wanted to find out, is this true? So I went to Nicole's Instagram, right? And I saw some clips of her talking shit about some ex-boyfriends.
This is insane. Like, this man is giving me the most attention that he's ever given me in our whole entire relationship.
And then he goes to Bradley, he goes, you know, years ago when I was on the podcast, I talked shit about Nicole Drinkwater, and I regret doing it because I said that she cheated on me, and I wish I never did it.
And I think what triggered her is when I said something about her here, and I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
And I think that was what started that, like, oh, well, he went and dragged my name, so now I'm going to do the same to him. I think that's what started.
So I went to see if I could find the original clip of where Larry was saying that Nicole Drinkwater was a cheater.
My ex, I was ready to engage, but shortly before, you know, I learned that she wasn't ready, right? So that was that, right?
Like she told you, I'm not ready. Or you...
I did some snooping and found out she wasn't ready.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
You know, but
you found some shit out.
I found some shit out, right? And basically she wasn't ready, but it all happened for the best, right? Because that door closed, another open. And what I have with my fiance now is something that I thought, you know, you only see on Netflix.
So when I saw that, I go, you know, it's time for me to see if this is another one of Larry's lies. Did Nicole Drinkwater really cheat on Larry? Was it one of his cucking ways stories? What was it?
I'm willing to bet that he put her up to sleeping with other men and stuff like that, and then he ended up dragging her name after the fact, basically saying, you know, yeah, she did all this stuff and that's why it didn't work out, when he was the one that originally wanted her to go out and sleep with other men. I'm pretty sure that's what really happened.
So, like I told you in the beginning, I had to dig into those sick Larry files because I remembered when I was originally reading them, I found some things about this situation. But the interesting part is, I didn't just catch Larry with one lie. I caught him with two. And now let me go over them with you. All right, so now it's time to dig through those Larry files again, even though you guys know I don't want to, because I remembered about this situation and now I'm going to read you what I found. All right, so this is a message here from Nicole Drinkwater to Larry. Larry, why did you say that on Bradley's podcast about me? Larry goes, what did I say? I was super tired. Probably said something I don't mean. She goes, go take a look. I've respected you so much, and you basically insinuated things. I snooped and found out. I ended it with you
for a very good reason, and I've stayed quiet this entire time. I've been so respectful, even though it's taken me over 2 years to fully heal from all the bullshit of manipulation, porn addiction, online cheating, and grooming me into sleeping with men. So she's having a conversation to him.
That's a lot of accusations, or, you know, whether it's true or not, we all have to be kind of allegedly, because, you know, this is just her, the way that she's phrasing it. This is a lot of charged like stuff to be hurling at somebody, you know, but if it's true, it is what it is. And yeah, Larry Wheels has to really answer to this stuff.
About what he did to her with the apple pies from the other guys.
I decided to meet a guy, and I said, look, I've never done this in my life. I've never cheated. I've never like laid eyes on another man when I'm with another man, but this is what my boyfriend has always wanted. And I think that he, you know, could we do sex? I was so unbelievably drunk, and I was also on my period, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, really?
She goes, I haven't said a word to anyone because I respect you and your business, and you decide to speak about it publicly, which makes me look bad. Larry goes, how do I make this right?
There you go. He just admitted to it, you know, and he didn't deny any of that stuff. So all of that stuff that she said previously is all true. Now he needs to figure out how to make this right. So there it is, right there in black and white.
Admitting that he was fucking wrong and lying. Delete it and ask Bradley not to post about that. And in the future, just say you prefer not to say. It's our business and no one needs to know for your benefit. I'm not against you, Larry. I've forgiven you and moved on. But 2 years later, you continue to disrespect me when all I want is for you to be happy and a good person. Now remember, guys, these messages are from during the time period of the first time he was on Bradley, not the second. They don't speak anymore, I don't believe. So Larry goes, which clip exactly? Can you provide a link? Is there something on my page as well? So she sent him the link. And she goes, but also make sure he doesn't put it in the podcast, period. And she goes, people are already messaging me saying I cheated. It's so fucked up, Larry, when that is far from the truth. I gave everything to our relationship. You know this.
And so I ended up doing the sex with this guy. And I remember obviously going back home, and I couldn't sleep in the same bed as him that night. And I was crying, like hysterically crying, like on my sofa, because I just felt disgusting, because I felt not very consensual. It didn't feel like this is something that I wanted to do. I did it for someone else.
I guess I'll take the hit and save your ass like last time. Then he goes, I'm sorry I was put on the spot, and I should have said I prefer not to say. Even though the part I said was true, it's not the whole story, and I know it makes you look bad. I don't have any malicious intent towards you.
You could say I don't have any malicious intent, but it's just like everything that you said in terms of like the point of view, whether it was just from your point of view and your way of phrasing it and stuff. It's like you left out the fact that you put her up to it. You left out the fact that you asked her, you know, all those other details as far as like not washing and coming back home to him and all that stuff. It's like you left out everything that would make you look bad, and you put it all on her, just saying that she cheated, and just left it at like that, because that's all. That's, you know, that's a little bit more relatable. That's yeah, that's dirty, man. That's horrible.
And then she goes, Larry, after you shopped and found who you knew that I was chatting to, you said it's a cuckold's dream. So now if you guys think about that, okay, you see where Larry goes, even though the part I said was true, it's not the whole story and makes you look bad. And you see how she said it's a cuckold's dream? That's because he was having her do this shit to give him his sick cuckold's dream. So he went on the Bradley Martin podcast that they broke up because she cheated on him. In the meantime, he wanted her to, and here he's admitting it.
And so woke up the next day, and he had obviously read the messages on his phone where I told him that I'd hooked up with someone. He came downstairs, kissing, hugging. I love you so much. You are amazing. Da, 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 da. And I was like, I was feeling really shit about myself. And he was like, look, I understand if you don't want to do it again, but if you do, like, I would really want you to get video footage of it. And I was like,
That's like the escalation. It's like, please, it's like, it's not enough that you just told me you do it. I need to have like video proof so I can just watch it back over and over again. It's just like, that's crazy, man. It's like, you've already messed her up mentally for doing this whole thing, and now you want her to do it again, but next time on video. It's like, this is the escalation. This is where, you can stay on the train, and I don't know, whatever benefits of being in a relationship with Larry Wheels, or this is where you get out. This is where you can completely say, I'm not messing with this. This is it for me.
Fuck, like, this is insane. Like, this man is giving me the most attention that he's ever given me in our whole entire relationship.
Then she goes, yeah, you also saw that I didn't want to marry you at the moment in time because of all the shit that was going on. It wasn't a normal relationship. He goes, I saw that you didn't want to marry me, and that was the nail in the coffin. You had every reason not to. I was a mess. Yeah, you were a big mess. Think about all that messes you were doing down there with the apple pies. She doesn't want to marry your ass, you sick fuck. Then she goes, have you changed? He says, with the help of my fiance, yes. She says, smack in the face, Larry. I helped you first. Don't forget that. But good. I just built you up to be better for the next girl. And then he goes, not what I intended. I can have Bradley remove the clip of me speaking about you for damage control. It's possible. Hell, be open to removing the episode entirely. Yeah, I mean, it would be great if he can remove the clip and the podcast, but I doubt he would. I'll see what I can do right now. If I get any more messages, we might have to do a video, or you do a video or something. It's just unfair. Then Larry goes, if we speak about it more, it's only going to create more unwanted attention to both of us about that. And we know.
Yeah, that's like self-sabotage. He doesn't want to bring any light to it because now he has this new fiance and he's just trying to dead all of this stuff. So if he can bury it and just, people that are actually looking for this stuff find this stuff, but it's like people that are not into like digging for information, if they never see it, that's great for him.
And he's saying about that exactly what he's referring to. And something I'm going to mention about that, okay? And I'm not going to mention girls' names, okay? I'm just going to say girls. That they didn't want to do that shit with the other men. And you know what they had to do it?
David, you're absolutely right. Wow, this guy is taking cuckoldry to a whole new level. Dude, it's true, man. It's like, now he has to cover his tracks, because this is now going to damage his brand and, ruin his, his perception and stuff, any fans or any platform that he's built. People are going to be now asking him questions about this stuff. And yeah, it's like, unfortunately, because you have all of this stuff wrapped in through text messages, correspondence with emails, and things that you said, and now she's going on podcasts trying to clear her own name. It's like, of course, all of this stuff is going to be coming back to you. And yeah, I mean, you can't ignore every person in your chat, asking you about these things, man. It's like, unfortunately, this is going to be something that he's always going to have to deal with, because it's out there, I mean, unless he pays the money to get it all scrubbed from the internet. I mean, I'm sure there's people here that are not willing to delete their own podcasts and stuff just for, his interest and everything, they don't have to. I mean, shit, it's his own fault. Teen Toast of Ghost came back and says, this guy is gross and nasty, no self-respect. Well, I mean, a cuck typically doesn't, self-respect is not in a cuck's like vocabulary, man. It's just about the most degenerate, self-humiliation, that you can get, really. And yeah, it's really hard for me to like really grasp like the mindset of this because it's just so foreign to me. And I just don't understand like how you can get to the depths of this like degeneracy, man. It's like, I get it. He had this weird addiction, with the cam girls and stuff. And it just got weirder and weirder the more and more he did it. He spent more and more money, and it just seeped into his relationships, and he just couldn't have a normal relationship. He had to have, the girls sleep around and stuff. And it's just, and you know what? That's got to do a huge mental on a woman who, just wanted to be in a normal relationship, that just had never cheated on anyone before. And now she's put in this position, and now she's, being made to, or asked to do it again, but this time on camera. It's like, I don't know, man, that's a big, tall order to ask somebody that's, never intended to do that. It's pretty damaging,
They had to get blacked out drunk where they can't remember shit the next day in order to please this asshole. So when he's saying he doesn't want attention to both of us about that, he doesn't want all the details of this shit coming out. So by reading these messages, okay, we caught Larry, the piece of shit, lying again 2 times. One about saying she was a cheater when he wanted her to cheat, the sick fuck. And then secondly, more proof that he loves that cuckold shit, that he's been trying to say I'm a liar everywhere he goes on all the podcasts, because how many times is it going to take for me to catch you in lies before you learn to tell the truth? Because I said,
yeah, I mean, at this point, he should just own it and just take the crown from Adam.2 for 2026 or cuck of the year, because it's like until he owns it, you know, like John Bravo is going to keep coming out through these receipts, and it's going to be harder and harder for him to deny any of this stuff. You know, it's going to be really bad. It's already horrible.
People don't care about the truth no matter how bad it is, but you know what they do care about is if you're a fucking liar. So, like I said many times, admit the truth, stop lying, because nobody cares about your apple pie fantasy with the other guys, you asshole.
Oftentimes, when someone's struggling with addiction like mine, we tend to hide it. That's the most common behavior amongst addicts. Like, you just are ashamed of your behavior, you're guilty, you don't want to tell anybody because you're your fear of getting mocked, or you're afraid of hurting somebody. But when really, by hiding it, you're hurting them more than if you just be transparent and tell them what your struggle is.
So he knows the solution. He just said it right there. Like, he literally was honest for once, and he said, you know, like, he identified the problem. He knows how he could fix it by just being honest and, you know, not denying it and stuff. But I mean, until that happens, he can't, you know. It's like he's still stuck in this weird limbo that, you know, he doesn't want to lose it all, because he could lose it all overnight just for this. And yeah, man, shout out to John Bravo and this deep dive, man. Like, it's kind of wild, you know, to see the text messages and stuff from the ex-girlfriend and stuff, but to actually see like her now finally coming forward and, you know, just trying to clear her name on her own because you know that Larry's not going to do it. It sucks, man. It's sad. But yeah, so that's part 3 of the whole Larry Wheel saga. I'm sure there'll be more to come, but it's just always good to kind of loop back and see like how that's all going. The next thing I want to talk about, of course, you know, is this is the fresh and fit portion of the show. Mr. Willie Mack, he did a show about the decay of the manosphere and how they're all turning on each other. They're all throwing each other under the bus. And it's pretty bad, because all the ones that were in that documentary, The Inside the Manosphere, directed by Louis Theroux, a lot of them are now, you know, being exposed as scammers, and, you know, they don't really know what they're talking about in terms of relationships. And, you know, especially Myron Gaines, he has no credible evidence whatsoever that he knows what he's talking about. He wrote a whole second book on why women deserve even less, and still has no footing to stand on in terms of how to run a relationship or how to maintain a relationship. And it boggles my mind that young men still follow this guy and think that everything he speaks is the truth, when really, in reality, he's a grifter. So let's check it out.
Ninja Turtle. Last week, I talked about the reunification of the Manosphere and its instant collapse. Every member stabbed each other in the back due to their own conspiracies.
He started telling me that he had this cuck thing that was exposed. He had this big cuck scandal.
Paranoia.
Ah! That's what Mossad wants. That's what they want. They want me. They're trying to ruin my life so I crash out and I can't stream.
And financial greed.
You bailed for your career. Who respects that? Who f***ing respects that?
Which something I've never talked about is who these people actually are, because they brand themselves as Morpheus, saving their audience.
It's crazy, because just in those clips alone, we already saw Andrew Tate, how he was talking, you know, greasy about Sneeko and stuff. After, when they met to go to the club and everything was copacetic. And then after that whole thing with HH being played, he threw Sneeko under the bus, saying that he played it on the bus. He also played it in the club. When we all know from the footage that it was Myron that wanted the song played, and Myron got Fresh to play it from the DJ. So, but because of the connection that Tates have with Fresh and Fit, they don't want to burn that bridge. Sneeko was the most expendable out of the entire group, so they chose Sneeko to basically throw him under the bus. So, and then Nick Fuentes, basically, that little clip, him talking to Sneeko about, you know, him wanting to save his career, that had to do with the whole podcast that Myron, Sneeko, Eli, and Myron were supposed to put together, the Controlled Chaos podcast that never took off because Sneeko finally got unbanned on YouTube and he didn't want to lose that. So he backed out, and Nick Fuentes was coming at him saying, hey man, it's like, why did you bail? You know, you said you wanted to preserve your career and stuff, and it just didn't seem right. You know, it's like, why would you do that? And, you know, in the end, Sneeko has to look out for Sneeko, you know, call him a snake, call him, you know, a grifter, call him self-interested, you know, at the end of the day, he's unemployed. So he's got to make money somehow.
From the Matrix.
That's what being a top G is. I'm Morpheus. Morpheus was the guy fighting against the Matrix.
Giving you advice to be a more independent, richer man.
Education is designed to create people who can build yachts. But the real world is designed to create people who buy yachts.
Breaking away from the sins of the world. But all they're doing
but these guys don't even buy yachts. They rent them, or they have friends that have yachts or friends that are renting yachts, and they get on the boat and then they take a bunch of pictures and videos and stuff, and they kind of create this whole illusion that this is their yacht when really it's a friend's yacht. I mean, it's all fake, man.
It's creating a matrix of their own to trap you in. They'll go viral for preaching about how gross and horrible the porn industry is.
So you don't agree in traditional values?
Yet they're collaborating with OnlyFans models, in some cases promoting and managing them.
You manage OnlyFans girls?
I don't personally manage them, but I bought an agency that does.
They'll tell you college is a scam meant to keep you in debt.
You'd rather say like, go to college. I saw you on Adam 22, you're like, go to college.
Yeah, because college is a super reliable course to build yourself.
College is a scam. College is a giant scam.
So they could sell you their own school, where in Sneeko's case, he doesn't even have a single successful student.
But also how to tap into your creative side. Because
the creativity kit. Who doesn't remember this? I think this was $50 a month, which was the same price as Hustle's University at the time when Andrew Tate was online and not banned. I remember this.
Be honest, all you want to be YouTubers at some point in your life, and that's all I know how to do.
His course is supposed to teach you how to be a YouTuber, where his most successful student earned $1,500 in a month. That's not even minimum wage. They preach how to be a dominant husband.
I'm the dictator. You are the subordinate. And I dictate when I want to put dick in you, bitch.
Which is never. Because we all know that Myron does not sleep with women. He doesn't even eat the box. He just thinks that that's all very gay. So, yeah, I mean, it's clear. You can look at Myron and see the homosexual rage. And, yeah, he doesn't care about a woman's orgasm. He doesn't care about a woman, really. This nigga's a homosexual. It's easy, you know, but he still has to ride this line that he is a leader of men. You guys got to listen to him, because if you guys are still simping in 2026, you're not going to get ahead in life. Which, yeah, that's very general information, but I think the way that the podcast works is that he'll speak like one or two truths, which are just inherent, like, of course, and then he'll go all the way to the right and say something that's completely extreme, like, don't live with your girl, you know, live with your boys. If you get married, make sure you have a separate house for your wife, you know, so you can have your own space, so you can create that distance, because if you live together with your wife, you know, it's like, it's gonna fall apart, you know. You gotta create that longing and stuff. I'm like, man, that's not realistic, man. I mean, we know why he wants to have separate housing and stuff, so he can, you know, have a time with his boys, man. Boys being boys.
What women want. But in reality, their own love life is in shambles.
I think you don't have
this goated clip, dude. This is one of the greatest clips ever. Like, I thought my call was good. This call was way better because Myron was completely silent, had no fight left, and this guy just kept going, and then he just was going in and on Rollerblade Rico, and it struck a nerve. Myron just had no life left in him. His soul left his body in this clip.
real game, and yeah, let's be real. She wasn't locked in with you. Call him Rollerblade Rico. He's a shadow that just rolls out of nowhere, man. Smooth wheels, smoother game. You don't even hear him coming.
That mindset that type of behavior is acceptable, that mindset of like, it's just harmless fun, It's also going to be harmless fun when you walk into your house and there's a Nigerian plowing your bitch.
Was that a personal experience of yours? Not exactly.
Yeah, I don't know where Myron was going with that, but I'm pretty sure that he probably just imagined Angie basically having a more fulfilling relationship post their relationship, and it eats him up inside because he realized that he lost something good, and he basically traded his. It wasn't even a real relationship. Let's just be real. She was being a beard for him, but he traded his arrangement for a failing YouTube channel that's completely demonetized and has no way of being remonetized. He chose that.
Most competent group of individuals in the world. That's why I like to run my own team of assassins, with my top G and lead champion being Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
I don't care about this. I really don't. Raid Shadow Legends, I'm pretty sure is a great game, but until then, we're gonna move past it, dude. Let's keep going.
During this video,
Dip my dick in the salsa dip on a Taco Tuesday. Get a spat on your boob blades. Yes. Feel free to say no.
These people are right when they say that the college system has problems. It's very expensive. There's a lot of debt, but it's a hell of a lot more successful than whatever they're selling.
Does the term matrix mean anything to you?
The system, higher powers, the colluding powers at the top of the world that want to keep everyone down, keep everyone broke, keep the slave mindset going,
Harrison's solution is to run an investment group. He claims it has a 100% win rate.
Every single day you're not inside.
Well, see, he's not lying when he says it's 100% win rate, because it's 100% win rate for him, because he gets paid like $800 per sign up to that little investment thing. So whether you win or lose in terms of investing your money into his little firms that he promotes, he gets a kickback for it. So yeah, it's 100% win rate for him. He just didn't finish his sentence. He left it vague on purpose.
There's $1 you're missing out on. $3,000 up today already, boys. It's literally AM. 100% win rate, not one trade in the red. We are printing fucking cash.
What Harrison is doing is a scam. I have no idea how it's legal. How it works is you pay to be in his Telegram investment group, and they tell you to sign up for brokers, but it's not normal brokers like Fidelity or Ally. Louis, who made a Netflix documentary meeting all these people, gives some insight.
I looked into his investment group. The broker firms he promoted received terrible reviews.
Don't ever say that I'm a scammer.
Dude, this guy's a scammer.
HS takes a cut of whatever you put in, even if you lose money. I opened
It's actually quite genius, You get enough young guys, desperate to make money, like quick money, and willing to just, they're looking at the numbers that he's posting and stuff. They don't realize that that's the money that he's earning off of people joining and putting money in and stuff. He's getting a kickback, so he's just showing those numbers, but he's circumventing this whole idea that he's actually making trades with you, that it's just this is just his kickback, but these young guys, they don't think about it like that. They're just like, dude, I want to win too, here's my money, and hopefully it works. But they either slowly or they quickly lose money over time, and then he will position the whole situation is that, oh, well, you weren't bought in enough, you didn't watch it close enough, whatever, so it's really on you that you lost money, you needed to focus on it a little bit more. So it's like, if you get in that mindset that, oh, maybe it's my fault because I wasn't really dialed in like I should have been, and that's why the money got away, then you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to try a little bit harder, maybe put a little bit more money in next time, and maybe we'll have more success. So you stay on the wheel. You stay on this little scammer wheel, and it's genius on his part, because he's making money off of all these suckers, and these young guys don't know any the wiser, man. It's horrible. And, he doesn't care. He's just all about making money at the end of the day. He doesn't care who he scams.
Count and put in £500.
The brokers Harrison uses focuses on currency and commodity trading, which is incredibly hard to make money off of. The broker he was using last year was Iron FX. The reason he picks these brokers is because their affiliate program pays out a lot of money. He earns up to $800 for every person he gets signed.
$800. I mean, all he needs is like 3, really? Maybe 4 to make his rent, and he's good, I mean, but the thing is, he's talking to hundreds, if not thousands of men, so yeah, I mean, all he's got to do is just post a couple of his, bank account, whatever, statements and stuff, and he can convince anybody that you can do that too. crazy.
After he's maxed out his audience, getting them all to sign up to Iron FX, they suddenly switch to a new obscure broker. This time it's IB, which pays a guaranteed $200 in their affiliate program. And he tries to move everyone over there. He's not being honest about his business model. Louis puts in $500 to Harrison's investment group. He lost all of it.
I'd once taken £500 and joined HS's investment group, making trades with its advice, hoping to join the ranks of
all that red, man. The money just slowly going down, dude.
Those who'd leveled up. With its help, after 2 months, my money was mostly gone.
He lost $350 of his $500 investment. This stock started filming a year ago and seems to have wrapped up around October. To lose this much money in that sort of investment market should have been hard. Harrison found a way. It's the least surprising result ever because for Harrison, it's not about investments, it's about the affiliate program and Telegram subscriptions. Harrison's posting Louis losing money using his investment group and laughing about it on Instagram, saying cheers for the 500. But it's not just Sneeko and Harrison that do this. All of the manosphere will complain about how the world is rigged and that's what's keeping you poor, and they just so happen to sell a course or a book.
And Andrew Tate, his whole like Hustlers University or Real World or something like that is just as bad, because when he had the daddy coin, he said anybody that joined his Discord or Telegram group and stuff, they would actually own a percentage of the coin. And anybody that joined after that would actually basically put money in. So the people that got in early would basically make the most money. So he was creating sort of this like urgency to go in with joining. So, I mean, it's all sales at the end of the day. And he got a lot of people suckered in. And then when the rug pull happened, you know, he just was like, look, he was kicking people out, you know, if they weren't producing enough, and or if people were saying, hey, this doesn't work and stuff, you get booted out immediately. So yeah, I mean, and then the whole data leak happened with the Telegram group. Everybody that had, you know, their account information got completely leaked because the site was not, well, the website that he has was completely easy to hack. And yeah, I mean, it was all over, man. It was just like, you're a sucker if you joined the real world, and you were a sucker if you put any money into it thinking that you would get rich overnight.
Supposed to save you.
The real world is the only university on the planet teaching you how to escape the matrix, as opposed to preparing your mind for slavery inside of the matrix.
Here's the other thing too about marriage, right? So let me give you guys some numbers, and this comes straight from my book, Why Women Deserve Less, by the way.
Now pay $50 to $100 a month for the worst version of YouTube tutorials. Myron and Fresh cry about how the dating market is broken. Feminism ruined everything.
So you got two guys that pay for box. You know that Myron does not get it off of his mouthpiece or any type of game that he has. He has interrogator game. We saw how that works live in action. He has to go on seeking arrangements and pay for these sugar babies and all this stuff. And Fresh, Fresh has no shame at all, man. He's over here paying for box, and it's like he's completely open with it, man. So it's like you got one guy that's kind of doing things behind closed door, and you got another guy's doing it out in the open. So it's like they're both paying for box, though.
Media, run by Jews, who also push feminism, said, you know what? This will make us some money. We start to see.
But we also know Myron isn't actually doing anything with the box that he's paying for. It's just like a look, he doesn't really do anything because I think he just screams. He just streams, and it's actually better for people to think that he's out here paying for escorts when really, he's so cheap. He doesn't want to do that. He's not going to do that. He's just like, I'm just going to save my money and just stay inside all day.
Rise of female actresses. They get pushed more in music, get pushed more in television, get pushed more on sitcoms. We start to see the rise of talk shows, sitcoms, bringing up the female experience. We start to see women being the rational leaders, logically sound problem solvers on these TV shows.
Monica from Friends ruined masculinity.
That mindset that type of behavior is acceptable, that mindset of like, it's just harmless fun. It's also going to be harmless fun when you walk into your fucking house and there's a Nigerian plowing your bitch.
What? Are you okay, man? Are you venting to me? The solution? A book, of course. It's horrible advice. I've read it. Go watch that video. He also sells a course on dating.
It's way more important to protect her than to please her. Who gives a fuck about a woman's orgasm? It's useless.
Sorry, honey. I can't please you. I'm too busy protecting. Myron's only ever had one girlfriend who dumped him.
Yeah, he had his first girlfriend at 35, and I mean, it wasn't even a girlfriend. It was an arrangement, It was basically a shield from the not gays so that he could actually, perpetuate this stereotype that, yeah, you know, I am a man of my word. My way works. You know, she packs my condoms. The relationship is open to my end, closed on hers. See, this, I can actually make it work. And Angie is just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm out, you know? And it just exposed him for the phony that he is. And now it's like, he has no credibility whatsoever. Anybody that's still listening to Myron in terms of like his advice and stuff, you're lost, man. It's like, you gotta like wake up and realize that, yeah, you're never gonna, you're just gonna push women away because it's like they're gonna see you coming from a mile away. The way that you are and just repeating of the talking points and stuff, it's just it's repellent. It is.
He has to pay for escort. He's got a profile. Both of them do.
1% man. That's not even his dog. Hold on, let's go back. That was Fresh's dog. Hold on, let's go back.
Had one girlfriend who dumped him. He has to pay for escort. He's got a profile.
Yeah. That's what I don't even know this dog's name, but that's Fresh's dog. So he poses with Fresh's dog. Please read. I'm picky. God. Oh man, no woman's good enough.
Both of them do. They know nothing about relationships. I want to revisit Harrison's statement about the Matrix, and I want you to think, does it apply more to the real world or what these people are selling?
System, higher powers, the colluding powers at the top of the world that want to keep everyone down, keep everyone broke, keep the slave mindset going, yeah?
Is that real? Is that a real thing?
Of course it's real.
Meanwhile, they're selling you courses that don't work, aren't supposed to work. Pay $100 a month for the Conqueror course so you could sign up to a sketchy broker so they could earn an extra $1,000 while you lose all your money. Don't go to college, don't get a degree, instead pay them. People who have less than a 1% success rate for their students. And if you pay attention...
Yeah, you look at all these guys, they're not in actual, like, successful relationships, you know? I mean, even in the documentary, you could see Justin Waller and his wife. You know, his wife did not look like she was happy to be there. She just seemed like she was pretty much in a hostage situation, you know? And then, you know, you got Angie as well. Angie was not really going for the program, you know? But, and then, you know, Myron, he tried to save face. He tried to kick her off and be like, look, I'm going to need you to, like, go take the dog somewhere and, you know, clean up the room and stuff like that. Just try to, like, you know... You gotta reestablish a little bit of dominance, whatever. It's like I gotta play cleanup crew, and then he tried to tell Louis Theroux, he's like, please, I need you to edit all this out, man, because I never wanted her to be in the spotlight. I was the one that would be the influencer, and yeah, this is you gotta take it. And Louis Theroux was like, nah, man, it's like we gotta have her in there because this is gold, man. And even though Myron had like a very, very tiny part in that whole documentary, he got exposed the most out of that entire documentary. It's fucking great. Coke Mini came back. He says, she packs my condoms line. Angie giving him a paper bag and says, have fun cheating on me, mijo. This is so true, dude. It's like, even when Myron said it on Just Pearly Things podcast, whatever, it just didn't, I don't know, for me, it didn't sound convincing at all. It sounded very performative and rehearsed, you know, like his heterosexual spiel he has when everybody brings up those pictures and stuff of him in college. He always like says a lot of the same things, you know, and it just seemed like another rehearsal line of like, no, it's like, this is what I do. This is how my relationship is. And this is what works. And it's like, 14-year-olds that don't know any better, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's what an alpha male is supposed to be. But everybody else that's like been in normal relationships and, you know, is not this incel, you know, you look at it and you're just like, yeah, this is not it, man. This is definitely not the way to go. But you know, it's gonna take a massive awakening, or Myron just being completely taken off the platform for people to actually detox from all this stuff.
We'll admit it.
The people at the top of the world, why would they want people below them to make a load of money and not serve them? Doesn't make sense.
These guys aren't saving you from the Matrix. They're trapping you in their own. They are pitching you outrage and selling their own Matrix as the solution.
So you were a salesman at that point?
I've always been a salesman. I'm a salesman now. Sales is the most important skill you can have.
But what Louis' documentary actually shows is that these people's lifestyles are completely fraudulent. Harrison will grandstand about how Bonnie Blue is awful for doing porn.
Not what my daughter will be involved with. I'd disown my daughter, like, as in...
Would you?
Right, if she done something like that.
Come on, that's easy to say.
But at the same time, he's constantly collaborating with OnlyFans models that he has under contract.
Listen, if you want to see the behind the scenes, the shit I cannot put on YouTube because it's too loose, get inside my Telegram.
He promotes them in his paid Telegram.
Here there are links to the accounts of X-rated performers on the subscription-based platform OnlyFans, as well as content of scantily clad women. You've got 500,000 people on your Telegram, right?
Yeah.
And you're advertising OnlyFans girls on there.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a contradiction there?
No, because I openly say I don't give a f*** and I'm doing it for money.
Yet he sells it.
I don't care about
the morality of it.
I know it's not good. I say to people, don't watch porn. It's sad. It's loser shit.
He owns an OnlyFans management company.
It's so hypocritical, man. He's just like, don't watch this stuff. You know, it's like, it's not good for you. But if you are, I'm providing it. Here's the link below. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's like these guys have no like principles and stuff, but it's crazy how you got a lot of weak men that are going to follow these guys thinking that, you know, this is the big bro, you know, this is the guy that, you know, I want to be the most like, and, you know, he's basically living the life that I want. So, you know, maybe I'll take a little bit of his advice, and you just end up being a sucker at the end, man.
He was transparent. I would bet that this is the most profitable side of his business.
Do you manage OnlyFans girls?
I don't personally manage them, but I bought an agency that does. Do I agree with it? No. Would I profit off it? Yeah.
HS's latest project was House of Heat, an OnlyFans content house where X-rated creators were living together and cross-promoting. He was helping publicize their accounts on his channels while taking a cut of any income.
This is like a drug dealer telling you drugs are bad. Half of his brand is
basically the whole Andrew Tate model, you know, like he probably subscribed to the Real World or Hustlers University and took all the notes and stuff in terms of like how to manage an OnlyFans, you know, creator, and probably hired some people to type on keyboards, whatever. And yeah, he just did everything that Andrew Tate said, you know, word for word. And, you know, there's enough people that are falling for it.
Showing you how great this all is.
Got a video of her moving fucking mad this morning. If you want to see it, it's borderline porno.
Louis asks Harrison why he doesn't just be a good person and live by his morals. Harrison responds with, well, I wouldn't be rich then.
Why not try and be a good person?
In what respect? What do you mean?
Just uplift people. Don't pander to their worst impulses. Actually encourage them to make the right choices.
If I'd just done good things, I would never have really blown up on social media in the first place. I'm not living for other people, I'm living for myself.
For these people, it's only about the money. Clavicular does the same thing that Harrison and Fresh and Fit do.
I mean, it's that right there that is probably the nail in the coffin. People shouldn't really follow him after this. Like, that should have been the cold splash of water to anybody that's following HS Tiki-Taki. They're like, yeah, he doesn't really care. Okay, about your well-being. He doesn't care about you being successful. Doesn't care, you know, if you never get rich, you know, like it's only about what he can do for himself.
The mean OnlyFans girls to look above it.
OnlyFans?
Started like 2 months ago.
I'm so sorry for you. I wish I met you 2 months ago.
And then they'll party with them on stream because they know that promotes them, and then they'll sign them to contracts to take a percentage of their earnings.
So 3 days ago, allegedly, I get a phone call from Scarlett. She's like bawling her eyes out. I don't really know what to do. I signed a web contract, allegedly with Daddy Clav, 70-30. Feels so bad, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to go home. Are you a stupid bitch? Like, how are you gonna let a fucking man own 70% of your fucking nude photos?
They pretend that their brand is them saving men from a horrible dating market.
I'm very anti-club. I think it's a huge waste of time.
Clavicular, Myron, the Tates, Justin Waller, Harrison, every one of them is making money off of OnlyFans. Louis interviewed a couple of their viewers, and they're down bad. They're in and out of homelessness.
This hand gesture.
Yeah.
I've seen Andrew Tate doing that in interviews. I never knew quite what it meant. Someone said it was to do with the Matrix.
Yeah. Yes, we're born to just accept what society gives to you. And what he promotes is saying that, no, you have to refuse it. You accomplish your own goals. I was actually feeling sorry for myself. I was like,
That's literally how blind you can typically be, man. Like you're completely homeless because you followed these guys word for word. Now you're trying to live like them, and you're realizing that it's not working out because now you've completely like shut down any chance of you trying to build anything for yourself because you're trying to do what they say, and you're realizing slowly, day by day, that, you know, maybe I'm just not working hard enough. Maybe it's my work ethic or something. I need to get better and stuff. And really, it's like you got to come to terms eventually that, yeah, this is all bullshit. You know, it's like I'm actually homeless on the street, and you know, I'm still believing in this stuff. And I don't know, man. It's going to take them just realizing that, yeah, man, this is all a sham, and it's going to be too late by that point, though.
I'm in a losing position, and I'm crying every night. I have no food to eat, but I could do one or two things: either just keep maybe complaining about my position, or start thinking solutions based. Maybe start changing the perspective how I see it. Maybe as men we're meant to suffer. We're not meant to be happy.
This is the people they're taking money from. And the courses are complete garbage. All of these guys say the Matrix is rich people at the top trying to keep you poor. And what they're selling will definitely keep you poor. In Harrison's case, it will lose you all of your money.
It's party time, get your drugs out. Do you want to make love to a sad old man?
These guys don't stop at selling a fake education. They also sell a fake love life. Myron will talk about how men need to dictate the relationship and keep women in their place.
I'm the dictator. You are the subordinate. And I dictate when I want to put dick in you, bitch. And then you dictate when the sandwiches come by my dictation. That's how this goes. And women love guys like this that tell them what it is. This isn't open to interpretation or how you feel or what you think. It doesn't matter what you fucking think.
Myron's trying to explain himself. You see, he doesn't actually hate.
I think like anybody that is like that has no experience with women and they're just listening to this, just like I really, that's how I gotta be. Like that's how I gotta talk to women, because and then they'll respect me, they'll fear me, and it's like you have no idea, man. It's like this is not gonna work. Oh, it's like that first girl that you're gonna come across that you think will get on your program, and if you do everything to just push her away, and maybe even call you a little sus, because it's just like there's no way that you would ever be in that position to take care of a woman, because you seem like a woman hater, man. And Myron, he clearly is. He clearly cannot stand to be around women, man.
Women, he's actually trying to protect them. He knows best for them.
Do you consider yourself a misogynist?
No, because misogyny would be the hatred of women. I would argue I love women and I actually understand them. So since I understand them, I know what's best for them.
You think you know better than they do?
Yes, in many ways, yeah. And that's how women want it. They want a guy that can lead them and dominate them.
What this documentary does so well is it gives you a glimpse into these guys' personal lives, and they are not living what they're selling. Myron always brags about how the lifestyle he preaches works. His girlfriend packs some condoms when he goes on trips so he could bang other women.
No, my girl, she knows what the I do. She packed my condoms. Yeah. My girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole situation.
See, that was the first time he said it. He said it in Brazil, and then he said it again on the Just Pearly Things podcast. And this was like more practice for him to say it. So he got a little bit quicker with it. But yeah, it's just like if he says it more times, then it comes out natural, and he starts to believe it.
Argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my condoms when I travel. Yeah.
Sorry for her.
Yeah, and here's the thing. No. She lives a great life, and she's a beautiful girl. She's hotter than all the girls here. No offense.
Wow, this guy seems like he has it together. But when Louis starts interviewing Myron's girl, it becomes very clear he's not living this lifestyle. He doesn't have multiple girlfriends. Angie's not into the idea of him having multiple wives.
He doesn't have one girlfriend, man. Like it's like Angie was an arrangement. So it's like once that cover was blown and she got out of it and stuff, it's like now Myron is just fully left to his own devices to just stream 12 hours a day, make as many videos as possible, pushing this narrative that I wanted to work and she wanted to settle down and have a family and stuff, and I just was not ready. I was not in a financial position to have children and start a family. So it's just like, well, I thought you were a millionaire. I thought you had $6 million in real estate and stuff like that. How much money do you actually need? Or maybe it's just that you don't want to get off this grift, this train. You think that, I got a couple more years, man. Maybe I might get remonetized on YouTube. But it's just it's not happening, my friend.
Do you have a rotation of other women?
I wouldn't say a rotation right now. I do want to get multiple wives, but
scratching the whole upper lip thing, man. That's a coping mechanism. That's another he's definitely lying right here. This is I'd like to have 4 wives, but yeah, right now, I just gotta focus on myself right now. And what does he sound like when he says that? He sounds like all the other single, independent, strong, independent women out here. He's like, I just need to focus on myself. I don't need to be in a relationship.
Right now, I'm just focusing on building things up for this year, especially.
But it's true. It's look at Louis Theroux. He's asking him a direct question. He's looking him straight in the eye, and Myron's just staring into the abyss, man. He's trying to find the answers.
Multiple wives, really?
Oh, hey, there's Angie right there.
Should we meet Angie?
Yeah, she's
Angie, can we say hi?
We'll keep it short though.
He's so nervous, she immediately said
never had a chance to like prep her for any of this, for what he was about to ask her. He had zero clue, and he's just like, please do not make me look bad. Please do not embarrass me.
Her friends don't like him.
I say to my friends and like to people that always question our relationship that Myron is somebody in front of the cameras, but behind them is somebody else with me.
I don't want to mix things up between you, right? But yeah, but we were.
It's one of the worst things she could have said, man, because Myron has said on both podcast, his own podcast and the Fresh and Fit podcast, he said that he is completely the exact same on camera and off camera. He still has all these views. He speaks the same. He doesn't change who he is. He's 100% authentic. And the first thing Angie says is that he's a completely different person off of camera. That's just like, damn. You just completely pulled back the curtain.
Talking about in the future that maybe there's a world where you would have more than one wife, right?
She understands that. She knows that could potentially.
Look at the body language. Look at her face. She's just like,
I'm down the future.
What do you say about that?
I don't know.
She's
damn. You couldn't even fake it for the camera, man. Like, this is just like, yeah, she signed the NDA, that she was going to be in this whole documentary. She didn't read it, she just signed it. And she didn't realize that, oh crap, I'm going to be answering questions that I'm not prepped for the answers. I'm just going to have to just wing it, and hopefully I say the right thing. But dude, she doesn't, a lot of her body language is saying everything.
Clearly not on board with it.
I mean, he has said that in the past. I think I'll see when it happens. Like, I don't know how that will work. The thing is that I think.
But right now, it's not going to be anytime soon.
Myron, why are you answering the questions for her, man? It's like she had it there, man. He's like, I gotta stick the wheel, man, because you're fumbling right now. You're fumbling, and you're basically ruining the brand right now. Like, my credibility is going down by everything you say.
Because I'm just so focused on working.
Myron, you're almost 40. This is what you look like. This isn't an edited video. You're getting old. You're gonna have to cross that bridge at some point. Louis points this out.
You can kick it down the road only for so long. She's put 2 years into a relationship. If that's your long-term plan, at some point those two realities will collide.
That's a bridge we'll cross when we get there. Like right now.
What does that mean? That's so avoidant.
It's something you never know, man. You can always change your mind down the road. Who knows? Maybe I'll say, I only just want to be with one girl because the two would be too tough.
The two would be too tough. There you go. You got a little bit of honesty out of Myron right there. It was something that, yeah, he's like, I'd like to have 4 wives, but maybe 2 might be too tough. It's just, I think you put a little bit of pressure on Myron. You have him on the spot. He doesn't have a chance to kind of rehearse or edit out, his responses. And yeah, dude, you see that it's all a facade. It's not about actually being in relationships. It's about the image. So yeah, this is great.
Tracked on that already?
Yeah, you backtracked on your worldview that quickly. Also, he's not backtracking because Angie doesn't like the idea. He's backtracking because he's saying he might not have time for 2 wives.
Well, also, the psychology behind it is that he is trying to also appease her. This is before they've broken up, okay? So he's trying to still preserve the relationship that he has with Angie, or the arrangement that he has with Angie, in order to, not leave him on the spot right here, right now. But we obviously know from her videos that she's released after this documentary that it was this line of questioning that really got the gears turning in her head, that, yeah, maybe she was able to take a hard look at herself and her situation and realize this is not what I want. I've already wasted 2 years, a lot of good years. She's not getting any younger. She's got to get out if she wants to have any chance of starting a family. And, good for her. She was able to find a relationship almost right away.
Is in such denial that Angie isn't into the idea.
He's
Frank, go her. Sorry. Also, I need if you could clean up the room too.
Reestablishing dominance, man. This is something that we all got to save face, and we can't be we got to keep up appearances here. Okay, people are watching. This is going to be on Netflix, which is like a huge normie program. So people that have no idea who Fresh and Fit are now going to have an opinion about this. And I mean, it was in the worst light, man. Myron, he had probably like a fifth of the entire documentary, and he got exposed the worst out of everybody.
I need some help, with that.
Was that okay, by the way? I always feel weird, like...
No, it's
cool. It's awkward, though.
No.
How did you feel? It felt a little awkward.
No, not at all. She's with me on
the stream. She's as on board as you are.
On board with what, specifically?
You know what? Like just the idea of other ladies.
No, we've had these discussions.
I saw a little bit of pain in her.
No.
No, definitely.
No.
Yes.
Touching his nose.
No.
Definitely.
No.
Yeah.
She's
You don't think
fine.
if I said to her, like, you would have Myron all to yourself, would you rather have that? You don't think she would say, yeah, 100%, of course.
She would say whatever makes him happy.
Myron was so upset with how this interview went, he made sure Angie was gone whenever Louis came back for future interviews.
Since there was a little feeling of like maybe Angie shouldn't be in the documentary, I would just wonder what was behind that.
I decided to get into the limelight, and I don't want her to have to deal with that.
She's on the show, isn't she? I've seen her.
No.
Byron is lying. He talked about her all the time and uses her as the example of the perfect red pill girlfriend.
Oh, he does have a girlfriend.
Yes, I do. And the thing is that, right, we don't argue. I do what the I want to do. She's
Angie played her part for 2 years, okay? She didn't have to work. All she had to do was just sit at home. She got a credit card. She got to basically spend money, go out and have fun with her friends and stuff. Every once in a while, yeah, maybe she had to go collect rent from any one of the tenants from the properties that Myron had and stuff, managing all that. And which, you know, some of them were evictions too. She had to manage that as well. And yeah, for the most part, she had a pretty easy life. And all she had to do was just say that she was Myron's girlfriend. That's it.
Well, to me, it's monogamous on her end, open on my end. You know where she's at right now? She's hanging out with my parents.
They bonded by having her make KKK outfits for him.
Welcome to Clan Reacts. Is it straight? No, I can't see. Damn it. I got a full outfit now. Did I tell you that? I got the full outfit. Angie made me the full outfit.
This is Myron in the old studio.
Having that as your wallpaper is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of paints her in a horrible light that she was kind of complicit with all of the racist stuff that Myron was spewing, and she encouraged it, you know? So it's like, we can't really feel sorry for her or think of her as a victim in all of this, because she pretty much parried a lot of his points when she was on the podcast, when she was on the debrief with Myron. And yeah, it's like, she wasn't any better.
He doesn't go outside and do things anymore. All he does is stream, yelling about feminism and Jews.
A lot of you guys have basically rely on me for your news now. So I take that very seriously, guys, and I've kind of given up my social life to do it. That means I'm in the house all day. I've given up my social life to do so. I've been sitting inside. The only time I go outside, you guys want to know the truth? The painful truth? I only really go outside when I do the fucking debates, man. If I'm be honest with y'all niggas, bro. Like,
the truth finally comes out, man. It's like, basically what he said is something we suspected this whole time, okay? And now that Angie has left him, he has even more time to stream alone in his studio for hours on end with no one stopping him to have any type of, touch grass moments. Coke Many came back and said, remember the time when Myron yelled at her live on stream because she told Sneeko to shut up? Yeah, of course, man. It was a classic clip. I believe Sneeko was talking about Latinas, whatever, and how, they like to, talk out of turn, and they don't like to back down and stuff like that. And of course, she was on the mic, back with Big Mo, and she's like, shut up, Sneeko, that's not true. And then Myron's just like, she's like shut the fuck up, don't like talk to Sneeko that way. And she's like, immediately she's like, I'm sorry. It was very performative. It's like, that was very early in the relationship. It's like, I'm pretty sure he told her, he's like, look, just all you gotta do is play the part, okay? We're not gonna actually sleep together. You don't have to worry about me, touching you or abusing you. I might say some things on the podcast, whatever, but don't take it to heart. I'm gonna give you access to my card and stuff. You can do whatever you want, all this stuff. But all you gotta do is let me talk my trash, talk my shit, and you get a nice, easy life, And I'm sure, she was willing to go along with whatever for as long as she wanted. Until she realized that it was just a waste of time. So, yeah, I mean, that was a classic clip, man. Can't forget it.
Yo! I literally only go outside to do the debates. I barely leave my building.
She's on stream and she's talking about how they don't have sex.
Yeah, I just got here from work. And we never have sexual relationships, guys. Like,
them boys commented, about damn time. How many blue chews did you take? We all know you were smashing Angie. You know what, bro? I wish,
happen.
but no. Mara, since you said you're transparent, are you circumcised or circumcised? Angie exposes.
Guys, I'm celibate. I don't know what you're talking about. You guys are laughing, but it's true. It's true. That's why Myron is laughing.
Free of Logic dug a lot of this up. Go watch her if you want to see more dirt.
She told me they don't have sex. Walter and Angie both told you that Myron and Angie don't have sex.
Right.
Myron, what happened? I thought you were the dictator.
And I dictate when I want to put dick in you, bitch.
No, I mean, it's all for show. It's for the audience. It's for the incels to eat up, and that's all what it's all about, man. It's not about what's real, okay? It's about what you can say on camera, and hopefully, you know, it works, man. But no, that's pretty much it, man. Decoder, welcome to the stream, sir. He's like, someone actually donated asking if he's circumcised. Yeah, bro. Unfortunately, that's the audience. That's the audience he has online, man. I mean, you know, these are the guys that are willing to, you know, roast the girls that they put on the show and then turn around and subscribe to their OnlyFans, you know, and check them out and pay them money. So yeah, of course. I'm not surprised. You know? But welcome to the stream, Decoder. Good to see you, man.
He's literally in a sexless relationship, probably because he won't leave the house to go on dates and won't promise her a secure future. What predictably happens is she cheats on him with another man while putting the bill on his card.
She spends money with Myron's credit card.
The way you do this is you give her a credit card. Angie, she has a credit card. I gave her like 2 credit cards, 2 to 3. You guys know me, I'll work, bro. I'll give up my social life. I don't go. You know?
As long as he has enough money to get his Chipotle, he's cool, you know? Like, it's fine. Like, he's got enough residual income coming in from the what's it called? The OSS, the 19 real estate properties and stuff like that. Whatever she spends on like food and going out like that, he can cover all of that at the end of the month. Just leave him don't max out his card to where he can't get his Chipotle, you know, Uber Eats to him and stuff like that. It's like, leave a little bit for him. He's a cheap guy, man.
Understanding. She takes Frank whenever I need him. She helps me with groceries and shit. So Angie's very understanding. I haven't seen her in a bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
It's because she's cheating on you, bro. She met a new guy named Rollerblade Rico. She leaves him. Myron sits...
you know what? Dude, he's actually not going to... I don't think it's in this clip, unfortunately. But there is a part where Angie is telling him that she's going to go rollerblading. And he's like, what are you talking about? It just rained. She's like, no, I'm going to go rollerblading later, like when the rain stops. And I was just like, dude, you have no idea what's going on, man. Like, she's going to go see Rico right now, and you're just too dumb to realize it, man. And it's like, it was all on camera. It was all during the debrief. And Myron was just like, all right. Well, you know, I'll talk to you later then. But it's just like, dude, it was happening right before your eyes, man. It's like, damn. It's crazy.
They're all sad as he gets roasted by fans because his advice was supposed to stop this from happening.
Position is this, Myron. I think you don't have real game, and yeah, let's be real. She wasn't locked in with you. You had a girl, but you didn't have her soul. So Rico, he didn't really steal Angie. He collected her. That's a big difference, bro.
And to Myron, this is not a loss, okay? He didn't lose her because he didn't necessarily need her, you know? Like, he didn't need her for any type of, like, emotional support. He just needed her to be, like, the cover, you know? Like, to be the reason why men should follow him, because basically she is the portrait of what he's trying to sell to people, you know? Like, look, you can have a woman of this caliber following your every move and supporting you in the way that you want, in the type of relationship that you want. All you got to do is listen to me, pay for my course, and I'll show you how to do it. You know? But now that she's left him, dude, like, he has no leg to stand on now.
Dude, he's just taking it.
Yeah, man. They call him Rollerblade Rico. He's a shadow that just rolls out of nowhere, man. Smooth wheels, smoother game. You don't even hear him coming. 1 minute you're holding her hand, next minute, gone like the wind. What are you lacking, Myron, that you can't hold her desire? Why didn't you have her soul locked in? I mean, she was your girlfriend, right? You claimed to have her as a girlfriend. So where did you lack as a man? Rollerblade Rico just swooped it up. Like, come on. I know silence is very loud right now because you have nothing.
Then Myron starts.
He had nothing to say there, man. It's like, you would think that Myron would go into like shutdown mode, completely mute his mic, you know, mute the caller's mic and just go in. But everything he was saying was facts at the time. So it's like, when you have nothing to say, it's like, yeah, you just got to sit there and take it.
Crashing out because people are clowning on him.
This has been 4 years in the making. You guys are getting cooked. Make another video. Make another video. Talk about roller skate rhino, whatever.
You know his name, dude. Say his name right. Come on.
I don't know. I could care less.
Talk about, come on, let's go. Let's go. I'm here for it. I'm Mirror Force. You fucking make a video on us, I'm coming back 10 times harder. I'm gonna cook y'all, bro.
He didn't even do anything. He
No.
just took it like a
empty threats, man. It's always empty threats. And you know, Myron loves to do these like exposed videos where he's like, look, they cut 3 minutes out of the whole documentary of the whole conversation between me, Angie, and Louis, and I'm going to expose it. I'm going to expose it. It's going to clear my name. So all you guys that are making these videos saying that Angie cheated on me and Angie, like, you know, whatever, like, no, it's going to change the whole context. And really, it did not. The whole point was still the same. And Myron didn't expose anything. I'm just like, dude, you're so shit at your job in terms of like getting these files together. It's like, it makes me wonder if you were any good at your job with like Homeland Security, you know? It's like, maybe you just weren't a good fit because you were horrible at presenting facts. I don't know, man. Coke Penny came back. He says, I wonder what Myron's response to that caller was. Dude, I don't remember, man. Like, it was so long ago, but it's still one of the most memorable call-ins. And yeah, I think he just kind of he just sat there for a minute, you know, and it's true. The silence was loud. It was loud as hell. And when you got nothing to say, it's like, yeah, it's like, dude, this guy's spitting facts, man. Like, that guy was my hero.
During this time period, Myron was going on his podcast saying you should leave your girl immediately if she's not putting out.
For us, if we don't get sex, it's like the only thing we want from you guys.
Wait, is that like all y'all want though? Like,
Yes. If all you want from a relationship is sex, why were you not having any? Your girl left you for a poor, lower status man. In my opinion, Myron's advice will
That's
always
crazy.
lead to this outcome, but it could just be because he's a deeply closeted homosexual.
Oh man, not another allegation, dude. Damn it, dude. We knew it. We know it. All right. When it comes to Myron and the allegations, there's no escaping it. Okay.
This nigga's a homosexual.
He's got the pictures with Eric. He's got multiple pictures with Eric. And he's the only time that we ever see Myron actually in embrace, you know, like kissing, hugging, smiling. Okay? I mean, call it what you want, man, but it's sus. Okay? The Myron files are very strong. Okay? And it's so out in the public. It's like anybody that has no idea about this stuff, you can pick it up right now and understand it right away. It's like, it's clear as day. Okay. If you don't think that Myron is gay, then you got some cognitive dissonance going on. You know, you have a serious denial, and you know, it's fine. You know, people will find out eventually. It's one of those things. It's like, you gotta let everybody come to their own conclusions eventually. But no, it's just like, Myron, you can't run from this, man. Like, you just can't. Dakota came back. He's like, they stopped doing call-ins after that. That's true. It was just like, this is not a good idea because now people are cooking him. You know, before it was like everybody was going after Fresh because Fresh was the low-hanging fruit, so easy to dunk on, couldn't defend himself, and Myron had an opportunity to just kind of like sit back and enjoy it, you know, laughing off camera, you know, acting like he didn't hear it and stuff, like going behind the production cameras with like Mo and Bills and stuff, just laughing their ass off and stuff. Cause you know, you can't laugh behind the mic because the mic picks up everything. So it's like, yeah, you know, he's gonna get off the mic and laugh at Fresh. But then when, you know, people started turning on him and started, you know, grilling him for his actual credibility, yeah, he's just like, no, I can't do this. I can't defend myself. You think Fresh is going to defend me? Hell no. So yeah, I mean, it was a business decision, and can't go back. You know, those are good times. That was Coke Ready. You're absolutely right. That caller was Myron's eventual warlord. Absolutely, dude. That guy completely cooked Myron, and Myron he had nothing. He was sitting there just like Fresh, man, just sitting there and taking it. And he's like, well, you know what? I really wish Myron had said, if Myron had said to that whole caller with the whole rollerblade Rico thing, he was like, look, you don't know what I do. If he had said that, like completely like channeled Fresh's response, oh my God, that would have been perfect, dude. But I mean, the silence was even worse. So it was good. That's a good reference, man. Damn.
Photos of him kissing other men, huddling in the same bed. He's at parties yelling at other women to get off the dance floor.
Hey, yo, we got a banger coming on. The best song ever. You gotta play it right
No
now.
women. No women, y'all.
Come on, everybody to the dance floor. No women. No women.
He's saying how you shouldn't live with your girl, you should only live with men.
And that's why I tell guys don't live.
These are all breadcrumbs, okay? I mean, if I haven't been like dropping info, basically like, you know, compiling all this stuff, I mean, this is really over like 2 years in the making, okay? I mean, the breadcrumbs are there. You just kind of like see it, pull back and just see the big picture, man. You piece it all together, man. It's all bad, man. It's all bad. It's just like this guy's obviously grifting and he has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. And yeah, it's like young guys are going to fall for this because they don't know any better. They probably don't have fathers in their lives. They probably don't have big brothers in their lives. So they turn to the internet. They see this guy, the way he's like controlling the conversation by muting everybody else's mic or kicking girls out and stuff like that, you know? And he's just, people are like, yeah, that's what I want to be. And it's like, dude, you have no idea how detrimental this really is.
Women make you weaker. Don't live with women, guys. I'm telling y'all, man.
There it is. That was the women make you weaker. The thing that I was going to tell him for the t-shirt is like, women make me weak, or no, what was it? Women make me soft, but my boys keep me hard. That was one of the t-shirt ideas I wanted to say. Damn it. Oh, if I could only go back in time to that call-in I did. The second one I did, man. Damn it. Biggest regret.
All you're doing is speed running the inevitable car crash that's going to come when you live with a chick.
I can't put it into words, but it's more like you become like lazy in a way. Which I think is why you should live with your brothers or live with someone that's like a man, because is that competitive spirit back and forth?
These guys are deeply closeted.
Does the term matrix mean anything to you?
David from the UK, he came back. He says, he cooked Myron, but your roast of fresh was legendary. Thank you for saying that, man. You know, I think even on that same podcast when Eventual Warlord was basically roasting, he was roasting fresh, you know. I mean, I think Eventual Warlord, shout out to him. You pre-cooked fresh. He actually roasted both of them, and you know, like I said, man, he cooked them on high, left it on high for about 4 hours, and I came in a couple hours later, man, and I was just like, yo, 20 more minutes. Just needs 20 more minutes to be burnt to a crisp, man. And yeah, we left fresh 3 shades darker, and unfortunately, you know, like we had to wait a couple more months for, you know, Myron to get his, but I mean, it was satisfying, man. But no, it's, you know, it's one for the times, you know, and I'm glad that I was able to, you know, to have my moment, you know, but I'm sure there's more people that would like to have their moment and stuff. And dude, I look forward to any clips that come off of Reddit or anything that, you know, I'll catch on YouTube and stuff. And I mean, it's like, this is just, it's all great history that we all get to go back to and just enjoy. Oh, I love it, man. I'm still getting people messaging me on Instagram. Dude, I got a guy recently, I think it was like 2 days ago. He's like, dude, you're the guy that cooked fresh. People are still seeing that video for the first time, and they're realizing, dude, like, they don't do call-in shows anymore. I'm like, no, man, they're not gonna do them anymore, dude. They realize that was bad for business. It's like opening the door for their haters to really just kind of have the reins and, you know, provide like endless entertainment. They realize, no, man, this is just bad for us. You know, it's like, yeah, it's great for the audience. The audience and the chat loves it. But no, I think they were tired of getting laughed at. You know, that's what it is. You know, eventually you just get to a point where like, dude, this is not good. It's not good at all, man. And yeah. We're losing more and more credibility. These guys are coming in, they're showing off on us, and then they're hanging up on us, you know? Eventual Warlord hung up on them and left them without like a rebuttal, and I was just like, dude, that was perfect, you know? So, but no, I mean, no, it was good stuff. Good stuff. David came back, he's like, pre-cooked. Absolutely. You know? I mean, he cooked both of them, dude. I mean, and, you know, cooked them on high. That's literally my whole thing. And, you know, I told Eventual Warlord, I was like, you know, I think you did great. And he's like, and what he said, he's like, no, man, I think if I just wasn't if I didn't have like so many emotional responses and I just kind of like kept a level head, I think I could have cooked them just as good as you. Eventual Warlord said that to me. I was like, bro, you did great. Okay. You cooked them for a solid hour and I just took 20 minutes, man. That's all I did. But still, he still gets the clips, people are still referencing the Eventual Warlord clip, and it's like there's so much good stuff that came out of it. And I applaud Eventual Warlord for his work. So he did great. Coke Benny says, I remember the time my comment about him glazing Twitch really pissed him off. Dude, I remember that too, man. I don't know who this Coke Benny is, man. Dude, I need you to send me that, because I think eventually for this podcast, I do want to kind of create an intro of just moments that we've had on this show, and just moments I've had online with other creators and stuff. I think it would be great to just have that part in there, of Myron say, and I don't know who this Coke Benny is, whatever. I would love to have that part in there, just immortalized in my intro, because dude, you're such a big part of this community. I think it's only natural to have you, that little snippet of Myron being pissed off, dude. If you can find it, I know somebody recorded it, dude. We just got to find it, man. And no, I think, I can intercut the stuff with, me talking to Myron, me grilling fresh and stuff. I don't know. I was thinking that I want to put it together, but it's going to take a while to do right. I want to do it right. And I think we can make it really good. So.
Call that pussy the Matrix, because I'm in this bitch and I can't get out.
Don't live with women, bro. Don't live with your girl ever.
What are you revealing here today?
I'm not revealing anything. I'm saying I'm deeply closeted.
Well, that means you're gay.
Byron's giving hypotheticals on how if he dresses up as a woman, girls won't like him anymore.
Women that are successful act like men. And men don't want to date themselves. If I wore heels, right, and put lipstick on once a week, you probably wouldn't date me, right?
Oh, what's that? You want to work a job and start your own business? Well, Myron's going to protest by putting on high heels and partaking in gay porn.
You wouldn't, because I'm acting like a girl, right?
I would want to see you like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't. But I'm saying, if I did that once a week, you probably wouldn't take me seriously, correct?
That was one of the parallel arguments that Myron would always repeat, and it never made sense, because it never made the connection, when he was just like, yeah, women that are strong and independent, they act like men and they're girl bosses and all that stuff like that. It's like, why would you think men would find that attractive? He's like, if I walked around in high heels all day and lipstick and all this stuff like that, it's like, you wouldn't find me attractive. It's like, it's not what you're wearing, it's what you're doing, and I don't know. I think it wasn't a one-to-one comparison, but for some reason, the women would never say, oh, that doesn't make sense, and I think that was kind of the biggest problem. If you had a guy on there to really kind of call Myron out for his analogies and stuff, some of his one-to-one comparisons, I'm like, dude, that doesn't make sense, man. That's not the same thing. That's not comparable. I think it would have been great, because then he would have to reframe his whole thought process and make it clearer, or maybe find a different comparison to go with, and it'd probably throw him off a little bit. I think that'd be good. Coke Betty says, I sent it to you on Reddit. Oh, dude, you're amazing. Let's watch that real quick. I want to go back. We will come back to it. I just had to see it for old time's sake, man. You are the man, Coke Benny. Let's check it out. Oh, I can't wait to see this. All right. My comment really got under Myron's skin that day. Yes, here we go. Here we go, guys. Is this the, yeah.
So, yeah. You know what? I actually, this actually, let me address this idiot Coke Benny in the chat. He goes and he has the nerve to say, Myron's a sellout, leaving free speech for censorship. So, let me make this extremely clear for the haters, right? If you want to grow, you got to get on normie apps to put out your content. Normies acclimate, say, wow, this is awesome. Then they come to Rumble, okay? And Castle Club. I'm going to stay live on Castle Club and on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch, or if you're a member of Castle Club, you can watch on Castle Club. We got 200 plus people over there watching on Castle Club, bro. So instead of you bitching, you got to understand that for us to grow the Fresh Fit brand, we have to exist on the normie apps to a degree. YouTube don't pay us. So we're on Twitch. We're trying to take over Twitch. All right, we're making an entrepreneurial move here to grow. So if you want to sit here crying, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I literally just gave y'all, what? How long have I been on Rumble now? I've been on for 3.5 hours. I was on Rumble. And you're fucking bitching. And I'm literally giving you the opportunity right now to come on over to Twitch, and we're going to gift you a sub, and we're going to fucking unban you. But you're in here bitching. So fuck you, Coke Benny, because people like you will never be satisfied. You will always cry about.
Dude, that's so good, man. Damn it, dude. That's awesome. That is to me, that is legendary, dude. I love it. I'm so glad that I'm gonna save this. I gotta save this actually, because this is amazing, dude. Oh man, thank you, Coke Benny. You come through every time, dude. Every time. Good job, man. That's awesome. Oh, dude, that's so good. Good stuff.
Yes, let's say me and you are dating, right? Hypothetically, and you find out that I might have done some gay porn in the past to make some money. What would happen?
Well, that would mean you're gay.
Put it down with me.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I feel like...
You would break up with me. That's the truth. You would leave me if you found out.
Because you'd be gay.
Well, because I would assume that you were gay, and then I'm your secret to cover up your gay
But my
identity.
past matters, right?
AKA Angie, Camacho, her position for 2 years, and yeah, dude. I mean, it's like this is all here, okay? It's like Myron, he lies by telling the truth, and this is right here. This is him telling the truth, but through a manufactured situation, hypothetical, if you will. When really, it's like, I mean, you look at those photographs, and it's a little bit of soft core. It's soft core, you know what it is. David came back. He's like, man, he was pissed, dude. That's a great clip, man. I'm gonna find a way to put that in my intro, because that's. I'm gonna get all the sound from it, and I might even put that on the stream deck, dude. I don't know who this Cokie Benny guy is. It's so good. Oh man, I like how he almost butchered my name at the end. Fuck you, Cokie Benny. Oh, that was good, dude. Oh man, too good. Oh, so wait, he banned you? He banned you after that? Because you got him? That's good, man. See, I was never good enough to get banned, unfortunately. Like I know for a while, it was what's his face, Big Mo, that was like screening the calls, and I think he noticed the last 4 digits of my number, 9944, and he just realized, he's like, oh yeah, we can't do that. Because I mean, I think I even put my name down there too. I said I was Camp Hustle 1, and I think he remembered, and he's just like, yeah, no, we can't. Too soon, it's too soon. We're still kind of reeling from the last cook, so you gotta take some time, cool off a bit, and yeah, came back with a vengeance, man. It was a little bit brief, but dude, it was good for what it was. So
But it's not necessarily like the fact that it's your past that matters. It's just the fact that you aren't being.
But it was unattractive.
I'm pretty sure that this is what happened to Angie.
It's not about unattractive. It's like, if you're gay, why put a woman in that position? I don't think a woman would want to be in that fake relationship unless she was getting a benefit out of it, which the benefit was a card, free room and board, like you get a place to stay. And I think also for Angie, she was able to, really just kind of live her life, go out and do whatever she wanted and stuff, as long as it didn't end up on social media, which I think a couple times it did, and just don't ruin my brand, please, don't embarrass me. And, but unfortunately that came to a head when the documentary came out. She couldn't help but speak the truth because she didn't have time to prep. She didn't have time to be pulled aside by Myron to be like, hey, this is what you say, this is what you don't say. Whatever you do, don't say that I'm different than I am on camera than being off camera. Please don't say that. He could have said that, and I think that would have been a nice little start. But dude, that was one of the first things she said, and it was just like, dude, we all knew that. We all knew, and Yeah, man, it's just the house of cards, man, just came falling down after that. And now he's just, and then, Myron has to come up with like a huge live stream, to kind of disprove the whole thing. I think he broke it up into like a two-parter, and yeah, it's just, I think he released an Inside the Thorough Spear, to kind of debunk the whole thing, but he didn't do it, man. He didn't debunk it at all. It was just another poor attempt to cover his tracks, pretty much. Kokomania came back and says, I used to be a fan of FNF, but right there was when it made me stop. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, man, it's like, I watched them for entertainment, man. They were funny, until I realized that it could be a better show, it's like, if they're like, I looked at them kind of like in an optimistic lens and stuff. Like, I didn't think any of their advice was good. I thought that, yeah, these guys are going to keep guys single, like young guys single. And, maybe that's good, to keep young guys, maybe on their grind and not like, so focused on women, because, a woman will drain your finances before you kind of get anything started. And if you're sleeping with a bunch of women, you're going to eventually get them pregnant, or, or worse, get some type of disease and stuff. And that's going to halt you right there. Any progress that you're trying to build towards is going to be completely interrupted by a child being born, or, a disease that you got to worry about now, something that's not curable, whatever. So it's like, yeah, you don't want to mess yourself up sleeping with 50 girls so you can figure out, you can discern female nature and stuff. It's like, yeah, you got to start cherry picking some of this advice. And then I started realizing that these guys don't even practice what they preach. You got Fresh sitting across from him doing the exact opposite, paying for box, going out with escorts and stuff, tricking and just spending thousands of dollars and stuff, wasting the money that he's getting from donations and everything. And it's like, Fresh was the low hanging fruit, man. He was like the smoking gun that, yeah, these guys have no credibility. And then you saw how Myron, after we were through it Fresh, we realized that Myron was no better, like we started to see from other creators that, yeah, he had no game whatsoever. Sneeko exposed him on the what's it called, the E-date thing. We saw that, in real time, we saw that Myron had no game whatsoever. His interrogation game he did with that chick completely did not work. If anything, it pushed him away. Fresh ended up in the friend zone, the Fresh zone, if you will. And then it was just like, yeah, both these guys have no game whatsoever. And, and then the girl that ended up being on the After Hours show exposed Myron for being a triple text Myron. It's just like, hey, I thought we were in control here. I thought we were the one that was, making the women chase us and stuff, when really, no, it was the exact opposite, And, yeah, it made him look bad. And, the more and more women that come forward that have nothing to lose, they're not scared of getting kicked off the platform or not getting invited back. It's like, it's just more chinks in the armor for Myron. And, yeah, it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. And, I've been saying this for a while. I know that the podcast is not going to get remonetized. There's no real way. I mean, the motivation should be gone now to continue, but for some reason they keep pushing forward. They think this is it, man. They think that eventually they will get remonetized, like everybody else got remonetized, like Pearl got remonetized, like Sneeko got remonetized, and they're just holding out for hope, but it's not going to happen, man. This is not going to happen. Decoder came back. He says, Fresh's excuse every time is that he was called out for being contradicting. Is me and Myron are different. And you know what? Myron has said the exact same thing. Myron is literally on the same page with that, saying that we're two different people. Like it's like I can't basically excuse Fresh's actions, because he's going to do what he wants to do. He's going to do what works for him. He has his approach with women, and I have my approach with women, which is no approach. It's got to be this like look that I know what I'm talking about. And, but it's like, you got a guy that doesn't mess with women, and then you got a guy that pays for it. It's like, I don't know if their advice is any good, but to a young guy that doesn't have critical thinking skills, they're just going to be like, man, I'm going to try it, you know, because, you know, it seems to work for them.
Found out that she was a cover-up. They're all giving advice on how you should keep your girl living in fear.
Andrew says all the time that respect equals love. And I believe that fear equals respect equals love.
Yes, respect. One of the mandatory ingredients for respect. You guys want to know what it is? Fear.
Yeah, I mean, Myron is going to copy whatever Andrew Tate says, whatever Justin Waller says, because, and even also what Saint the Sinner says. He's going to copy all these guys and try to respin it as his own, you know, to get people to, because I mean, he has, you know, the 1.4 million subscribers and stuff. So he's going to have a bigger reach. He's going to be able to reach more people with this message and make it his own. And people are not going to know any wiser where it came from. So as long as he can spin it, he can claim it for his own. David came back. He says, Fresh is such a bumbling buffoon. He was comedy gold. He can't talk and he has no game. And he had a Chinese escort as his girlfriend. Make it make sense. Hey, now he has a South Korean girlfriend. I'm not sure if, you know, she's an actual girlfriend. I think that I think she was married to spend his +1 when he went to Ultra or whatever. But yeah, apparently, like, yeah, I mean, he still got that yellow fever, man. Something about Asians, man. He's willing to throw his hat back in and his wallet back in the ring. And yeah, I mean, I don't think he realizes that, you know, Asian women will fetishize black men and, you know, hold Caucasian men on a pedestal. That's just kind of like that's a truism. Okay. That's not me. That's not racism or anything like that. That is just what is known. Okay. And I think Fresh is fine with being fetishized. And, you know, it's just like, as long as he gets played, he doesn't care. He doesn't care where it comes from. That's just the reality
of losing.
Fear, whether it's physical violence or of loss. But the point is that woman needs to be scared.
Ah, yes, the foundation of a loving marriage, fear.
And, you know, the fear, we did see that in, I think it was Justin Waller's wife in the documentary. I believe she kind of exhibited signs of fear because, yeah, they weren't legally married on paper. He literally did the whole marriage thing, you know, like out of the court system and stuff like that, where if they split up, she gets nothing, you know? So yeah, she's going to kind of hold on to Justin Waller for dear life just so that she can maintain this lifestyle of, you know, taking care of the home while he goes out and, you know, makes the money and stuff. Because yeah, otherwise she's going to be left out with nothing, and that's not a good position to be in. But I don't know. You could see in her body language and everything that she's there. Yeah, she's definitely afraid, you know, but there are some women that I think that are too weak to leave, you know, they don't know what they would do otherwise. And it's very unfortunate, you know, and I'm sure he keeps her isolated, you know, doesn't let her go out with her girlfriends and stuff. Don't take any outside influence. I'm sure that, you know, he keeps her on a very short leash. And yeah, I mean, he's probably the only thing that he's probably the only window into the real world that she has. And unfortunately, you know, that got exposed on the documentary that she's not happy, you know, she's just in fear for her life. And I mean, I don't know if that's good long term, you know, it's just like, it's a false relationship that maybe it's fine for him, fine for Justin to have a wife that's afraid of him and afraid of him leaving. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know that it's any kind of life for any other person, but some people, they just see that, hey, this is all I can get, you know? It's pathetic. It's sad.
This is Justin Waller. He desperately tries to come off as likable in this documentary. He pulls up in his Lamborghini doing his best Tai Lopez impression.
Nice. Very nice. Let me be very clear about it. That car is not success. I do want to say that. That car, fuck that car.
He just comes off as insecure. Like, nobody is criticizing your car, man. You can like your car.
I might be an asshole in some areas, or people might not agree with some views I have, but I'm not so foolish to believe that's success.
In my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
Louis even has to say, that's fine, man. Let's not make it a big deal then. Justin can't stop.
Well, maybe so let's not make too big a thing of it. But just on the record, I got it. Because I don't. That's
Thank
all.
you. Justin is part of Andrew Tate's crew. He shills the same courses.
You've made the right decision. The Real World is the #1 school in the
Yeah, he's a real world shill for Andrew Tate. He's basically his right hand man, and yeah, he's the closest connection to Andrew Tate. Named his daughter Emery after Andrew Tate's father. I mean, you don't get more committed than that.
He's part of Andrew Tate's War Room, which teaches you how to pimp OnlyFans models, tells guys to make their girls get tattoos of their names on them so they remain loyal.
If me and my wife have a bunch of girlfriends, or let's say 3 or 4 girlfriends, then all of a sudden, somehow, I must not be happy. There's a few of them that are like die hard, tattooing my name on them.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do what?
Tattoo your name on them.
Probably because they saw it on my wife.
Go watch my Andrew Tate videos if you're interested in that story. Right now, I want to just focus on Justin. He makes it seem like he has a ton of kids and he's living the red pill dream.
How many kids have you got?
I've got some. Yeah.
How many is some? Are you talking about like 5 or 6?
You know how many you've got.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think so.
Dude, this guy has like 12 kids.
What's the number?
It's 2. I have 2. Yeah, I got 2 little girls.
Bruh. Louis asked Justin if he's married, and Justin views it as a setup. He's so paranoid.
Are you married?
No. I'm gonna get a lot of smoke for this. I always do. Everybody gets mad at me when they ask me.
He's not married legally, but I mean, if he were, I mean, he is in the South. He's staying in Miami and stuff. I'm not. I don't think they have common law marriage, but you know, if he was anywhere else in the South, you know, after a couple of years of being together, I don't remember what the minimum is, but yeah, it would be considered common law marriage after a while. But still, their marriage is not on paper. He's in a position where, you know, none of his assets would be divided up if they were to divorce, you know, or separate. And, you know, I mean, I guess if that's how, I mean, I don't know. I think if he wants to play it like that, or, you know, put it out there that that's the way to be, that's how you know that you're going to be safe and secure, you know, more power to him. But I think that there's a little bit of, there's no trust there, you know. It's like you don't have something real. You just have a woman who's afraid that you're gonna leave, and I don't know, man. I don't think that's good for her long-term mental health. You know, to have somebody that's constantly in fear of losing everything. It's not a good thing.
About my relationship.
Are you saying you're not in a monogamous relationship?
One-sided monogamy, yeah.
One-sided monogamy means what?
It means like, see, here we go.
That's not a real thing. One-sided monogamy. You either have an open relationship or you have a monogamous relationship. There's no one-sided monogamy. It's like, that's like a made-up term.
Here we go. Setting me up.
Not setting you up, just exposing you for what you really are, man.
The mother of my children, the woman that I'm with, she doesn't talk to other men. So, stings, huh? You seem upset by it. You seem upset by it.
Why would anyone be upset?
People get so upset with me about this.
That's interesting that you thought that I was upset. I just thought it was a resonant moment.
I noticed that people get very angry with me about this subject.
Do I seem angry?
No, but you do seem to be digging.
While this is a documentary about your lifestyle, Louis meets the mother of Justin's kids, Kristen, and he asked if they're married, and she describes the relationship as if they're married.
Dude, look at the look in his wife's eye, dude. Like, all of her demeanor, the way that she is, like, even the way that she's like positioned and stuff like that, she is definitely not happy in this relationship. She's in the level or the stage of like acceptance, which is, you know, further down the line from maybe she was depressed about it. She's now gone through the different stages of grief and stuff, and now she's reached acceptance by the time that this documentary has come along, and she realizes that she doesn't have any other options outside of this. You know, she doesn't think that there's a way out of this.
Even though Justin just said that he wasn't.
Are you married?
No.
Are you married, by the way?
Yeah.
Not, I didn't bring the state into it.
Why did you not get married in the eyes of the state?
She has the idea that they're married, but he's like, no. You know, but then when he asked her again in front of her, it's like now he has to, you know, he has to clarify some things. Coke Benny came back and says, didn't Justin Waller say that he fucked in front of his little nephew? He even said that he winked at him. I don't remember that. Didn't he say that he fucked in front of his little nephew? I don't remember that one. That one is, I I might have missed that part. Was that in the documentary, or was that on a separate podcast or something like that? I don't remember that part. No.
You think the financial side?
I don't know.
She looks so sad about it.
The financial side?
Yeah.
That seems more.
Yeah, look at the body language. She's just like, yeah, this is my situation, man. It's not glorious. It's not something I'm proud of, you know?
Risky for you, maybe.
It does seem more risky for me, but I don't feel like I'm at risk.
But Lewis, let's say it ended right now. Let's say it ended tomorrow, me and you.
Oh.
This is heartbreaking.
Still look at it as successful. It's some of the best years of my life. I have beautiful.
David from the UK says, I'm going to watch your classic episode, Why Myron Deserves Fresh, after the stream for a laugh. Oh, dude. Okay. Absolutely, man. I mean, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the what's it called? The live book reading, but that's also a one I'm starting to recommend to people because I'm like, dude, the title of that video was actually the title of the book, man. And I'm pretty sure you've probably seen the book, whatever, by now, but, I mean, I always go back to the Raw Reality video where they basically clipped it from Rumble and stuff, because that video has already got like 1.1 million views, and I always like to read the comments on that. So I mean, that's always great. Cook May says, I remember seeing that in a video. Yeah, I mean, dude, if you can find it, man, I would love to see that, because that is I mean, it's pretty messed up, you know, and it kind of makes Justin Waller a little bit more into an animal a little bit. So I mean, yeah, if you can find it, man, I'm sure you're good at that, good at finding clips and stuff. If you can find it, send it to me on Reddit, man. I'll check it out.
Beautiful children, beautiful memories.
Yeah, and you'd have all the money. Kristen stopped being an x-ray technician for Justin because he wanted the trad wife lifestyle. If they broke up, she would be financially cooked. I noticed Kristen was pregnant here, and last time I was talking about Justin Waller, he was saying how he had to hit his girlfriend soon after she gave birth.
They have to know it's a possibility. How they have to know if they with you too tough that they're gonna get smacked.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Throwing the violence always needs to be there.
Yeah.
Always needs to be there.
Hey, Future said it. Bitch don't get too comfortable. That's the problem. So you gotta go full dictates. And dude, I had it happen to me with the mother of my kids yesterday. I tried to be sweet to her because she just had a baby. And she started beefing me, and now it don't look good. You can absolutely love her. But sometimes they gotta know.
He's talking about Kristen. He's bragging about hitting her on Sneako's live stream. This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. The last thing he said about it was that it doesn't look good for her. Is he saying he might leave her? Because this is exactly what Louis was talking about. I'm convinced that all of these guys are this way because they came from broken families.
Spend time with your girl. That's gay. Spend time with your boy.
The red pill way. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Justin Waller, it's like, yeah, he has to keep up appearances too, man. Like every time that he's on video with the Tates and stuff like that, he has to project himself as this man that's in control. You know, he's living out the ideas of the red pill and all of this, the whole mindset of you control everything. She defers to you. You know, she's nothing without you, and you can leave her at any moment. She's basically just an incubator for your children, you know, and someone to watch over them and stuff. And while you go out here and spread your seed far as the eyes can see. And, yeah, your job is to just go out here and conquer the world. And, you know, she's basically there to, you know, keep your children safe. You know, that's it. And, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's when I look at them trying to be tough around each other, you know, and try to like prove themselves and stuff. It's all performative on camera, you know. It's like you can say this stuff, but who knows if it's really true or not, man.
I don't believe there is such a thing as a deadbeat dad. What there is a woman who won't shut the f up. This guy's such a deadbeat. I had a kid with him and he never sees the kid. He doesn't want to see you. He wants to see the kid. He doesn't want to see you. And how selfish must you be as a woman to make your child grow up without a father because you won't shut the f up.
Andrew Tate's dad was a deadbeat. He stayed in Indiana playing chess and gambling while his mom moved back to the UK with the kids so she could get help raising them with her family.
He won a chess tournament, a low-level one. He made like $3,000 or something. And he said, listen, son, the rent's paid and I either want 100 grand or nothing. It's just who I am. So we went to the casino, lost all the money.
Smart guy. They lived paycheck to paycheck.
Was your father present with you?
No. He had things to do.
He's a full-grown man.
I mean, we could talk about the haircut tweet, but I didn't understand, your history that you were raised by a single mother. Your father wasn't around.
Yeah.
So you see him once a year?
About that, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying this because I hate Andrew Tate's dad or that I think every absent father is a bad person. I'm saying this because all of these guys grew up with absent fathers, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
My dad beat the fuck out. I became very realistic of the world with one ass kicking.
Justin told Louis that
it just kind of shows you that they have a weird perception of women and masculinity because they didn't really have a model to go off of because they had such limited memories of, times with their father. And I mean, I think HS Tiki Taki had a similar situation. His father wasn't there. And yeah, for some reason, it's like if you don't have that balance of a mom and dad, it's like, yeah, you're going to eventually develop a type of personality that's going to be a little bit swayed from one side to the other, like in terms of, your outlook on relationships with women, maybe even your relationship with, or even like your idea of what a marriage should be, that's going to be completely warped because you didn't have an actual model relationship to go off of, you were basically born into your circumstances and now you think you got it all figured out when really, you're basically just grasping at straws, hopefully, that you're saying anything that will resonate with people to hopefully get their opinions to align with yours. And it's coming from a place of mental anguish, it's like, yeah, maybe Andrew Tate would have been a completely different person if his father wasn't so, absent in his life. And maybe we'd have a completely different, maybe a more balanced type of person, but I don't know, man. It's like, I think that's kind of how we can kind of see the bullshit for what it is, because it's just like, yeah, if you didn't have a mother and father growing up, and whatever memories you do have is basically him beating you up or, telling you that, hey, I got to leave. I got to go back on the road again because your mom's being, crazy and stuff. And like, you just experience that over and over again. Then yeah, you're going to get into this like fight or flight mode that you feel like, yeah, you have to basically hold on to everything that you fight for in this life. And it makes perfect sense, and of course, Andrew Tate's going to be the type of guy that probably thinks going to having therapy and stuff is weak or whatever, or maybe, like trying to figure all this stuff out, or he never got a chance to forgive his father for what happened. He just has this, crazy respect for him because of the idea of him, so it's unfortunate, man.
His dad wasn't legally allowed to see the kids.
We were very close to being put in a foster home. I mean, there was a lot of violence. My mom, she would just come in sometimes and just start punching him.
There was no question there was massive instability in the home, with Justin's dad prevented from seeing the children.
Harrison's dad was pursuing professional rugby and wasn't around.
Striking how many were raised without dads. HS, the anti-feminist, had told me how his mum, Elaine, had worked 6-day weeks late into the evening to put him through private school. His dad, an England international rugby player, was not in the picture.
In the climax of the documentary, Harrison is lecturing Louis about how he's his own man, and then he storms off.
Well, I'm not a puppet, I'm not controlled. No one's my daddy. Savil's your daddy, the Jew's your daddy, you know it. I don't give a fuck. And this is why I say what I believe, and I don't need to edit anything, ever. Put what you want about me on the net. I don't give a toss.
If you go back and you watch Harrison's live stream here, his mom is having to tell him to eat a juice bar.
Just what I like.
That juice bar that you get the thingies from, they'll have ginger.
I want a juice bar.
No, you don't have to have a juice, they'll have shots.
Mummy, I don't want a juice bar.
She's having to clean up after him.
Can you look at this. I'm not having them come in here. Look at this, get out of the way.
Before
it's like, Mom, you're emasculating me in front of my audience. Can you please just go away? You're ruining me right now.
When he comes over, she's telling Harrison not to embarrass her.
Don't embarrass me. All right, don't be rude. That's not the way I've brought you up.
Okay,
Do not be rude.
All right,
because it's a reflection on me.
All right, I won't be.
You look at Sneeko. He's talking about how his family doesn't invite him over for Christmas anymore because he won't stop talking about anti-Semitic conspiracies.
The reason is like they just wouldn't be able to handle a conversation at the dinner table because, woke people don't know how to have discourse. They're like,
This is what I was talking about. He can't go back and have like family dinners with holidays and stuff because his ideas, stuff that he's put online, has ostracized him from his own family. And now he's at this point now where his online community is his only family. The people that support him is his only family now. And I mean, that's gotta be terrible, you know, to be so like 10 toes in this online thing and like everything hinges on it. And by that, you completely isolated yourself from everybody that should be supposedly, you know, in your corner no matter what.
We don't want you to talk about this.
Wait, so like your mom?
My family, just like my whole family.
Really, your whole family?
Yeah. All vaccinated, all Biden voters, all Ukraine, you know. This is the first Christmas I didn't go home because of my association with Ye. Because Ye was talking about, they called him anti-Semitic, they lied about him.
Sneako's saying this, but there's literally footage of Kanye lecturing him using fake Hitler quotes, justifying what the Germans did during World War II.
So Hitler said, even in his death, he will start World War III. Mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jews. For if Americans win the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews. And they would try to conquer God. That's accurate. That's exactly what happened.
Stop it. Can you read?
Dude, look at Kanye now, basically going kind of backtracking and going on this whole, you know, like Jesus route and stuff. And he has that new video. I can't remember the title of it, but basically he's completely gone back now on everything and trying to rebrand and, you know, hopefully getting back in the good graces and stuff. And, you know, some people are accepting it. Some people are not really forgetting. People have really good memories, you know, and they're just like, nah, dude.
Tell some of them.
I've tried to. My brother is more susceptible.
He was trying to JQ his brother, and now his own family won't invite him home for the holidays. Sneako's talking about how his only family is his stream chat, man.
I've been saying in my chat, that's why
I told you that wasn't just me being like extreme. Like I've watched this stuff and I know that, yeah, he's completely ostracized, and he said it. He's like, dude, the only people that matter to me now in my life are you guys, the people that support me in my chat and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, it's like, that's really a sad fact, a sad fact to really come to terms with, you know, that even your family has completely like let you go because you've chose your online persona and whatever messaging you're currently doing over, you know, your family. You know, your family is supposed to be there no matter what. But damn, it just goes to show you, man, you know, people that dive in this whole like content creator space, man, they can take it too far, and they go through that whole imposter syndrome where they don't know who they are, and then they either go all the way right with it, or they come back and they completely unplug and realize what's really important, you know. But unfortunately for Sneako, he might be too far gone.
Almost shouldn't be doing so well. Like my chats, my family, like that's what I look forward to every single night. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm just excited to get on the stream, see all the same like usernames that I see. I talk to them all the time. That's the family right now. That's who I spend the most time with.
This is sad. So what is the red pill? The red pill markets itself as a way for young men to take back their masculinity and break out of the matrix. But in reality, it's guys with daddy issues feeding into a world of outrage, hijacking real struggles young men go through, and taking advantage of them by selling them.
Cookman came back and said, I couldn't find the video I saw, but I sent you a short of it. Oh, nice. Excellent. Well, I think we got like less than a minute for this video. Let's check that after this.
Terrible solutions that only line their pockets. Whether it's crappy YouTube tutorials disguised as college courses, or horrible relationship advice that will inevitably leave you lonely, investment advice that will leave you broke, and to help you cope with it all, they'll sell you porn. The manosphere is the Matrix, just with a few more unhinged conspiracies. Yeah, just in place of a secret global cabal controlling everything at the top, you now have these retards. Good luck with that. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
Dude, shout out to Willie Mac, man, for putting out this video, because it's like, it's really what we've all been saying. It's like these guys are just grifting. They're only looking out for themselves. And the bottom line is, let's make a lot of money and just who cares? Okay, who cares who we screw over? These people are nameless. These guys are lost. Let's just get their money and let's just wipe our hands clean of them and stuff, you know, and let's just keep moving on to the next. And, you know, hopefully, you know, this manosphere thing is completely going to die by the end of this year, and we can completely just move on, man. And these guys have to figure out their next grift, you know, how are they going to make money, man? Like, I can't wait. But no, that is that for that one. That's the whole fresh and fit one. Let's check with what Coke Mini sent us. Let's check that out real quick. He sent us a short here. Justin Waller's story with nephew. Okay, here we go.
My girl, she's on the phone with her girlfriend. She thought my nephew was gone. She's like running her mouth and all this stuff. And so when I show up, I'm standing at the bar in the kitchen and he comes up to me, he goes, Christy is pissed. And I'm like, and I just finished eating my food and she's in the back waiting. And I go in the back room. On the way to the back room, there's a step up in my living room. I look back at him and I wink. I go in there and of course, here come the alligator tears rolling. And I'm whole frame. Next thing you know, got her bent over the bed. And I know my nephew can hear it. I come out, he looked like he saw a fucking ghost. My girl,
Damn.
she's on the phone with her girl.
I mean, I guess when it comes to this whole alpha male mindset and stuff like that, so you don't really need to care about what anybody thinks, you know, like you're just going to be completely uniquely you, and in terms of your mindset and stuff, and you're very unapologetic. So it's like, whether this is true or not, he has to sell it as, look, I don't care if he saw, I don't care if he heard. You know, this is me being who I am and controlling the situation. And if he takes something negative or positive out of it, so be it. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. That's literally what I got out of that. But damn, that's crazy, man. That's the first time I've seen that. That's wild, dude. That's damn. Good job on finding that. I mean, that's basically the whole idea of what we were talking about. Being unapologetic. While we're on Reddit, I do believe I saved something. Oh, hold on. We're not. That's YouTube. Let's go to Reddit real quick. And I want to see. I just want to check because I'm always saving stuff. I want to make sure that I have. See what if I saved anything here. Let's see. Okay. So this is a quick, whoa, removed? Is this already removed? Damn it, dude. See, the thing is, I got to show you guys this stuff quick. It got removed by moderator. Let's see. I don't think it's going to be here anymore. Yep, it got removed. Damn it. That was a crazy video. I mean, I guess I'll tell you guys what it was. Basically, you got a black guy that was roasting these girls. I think these girls were like white girls or something. It was like a group of them. And he was basically saying how ugly they were. And I guess they ended up pulling out a gun and like shot at him and stuff. They didn't hurt him or anything like that, but they did shoot at his doors and stuff. And he drove off, and it was just wild. You know, it's just one of those things that he was calling the girls broke, calling them ugly and stuff. And yeah, the girls happened to have a gun on them, and yeah, it was kind of wild. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I find stuff, I save it, and if I don't talk about it in time, it gets removed by the moderator, dude. That's just the story of my life, unfortunately. Let's see if there's anything else here. Consequence. Oh no, it's if it's not consequences for my actions. I think this is I can't remember this one, but I did save it for a reason. Let's check it out.
Your pastor. Yes, I'm suing him because he divulged what I told him in confidence, which was that I was unfaithful to my husband, and he went ahead and told my husband, who promptly divorced me and kicked me out of the house. So why is it your pastor's fault that you cheated on your husband? I thought what I had told him was in confidence, and I was looking to him for emotional help. I couldn't afford a therapist, so I thought, I'm depressed. And did he help you? He said that honesty is the best way to make myself feel better. And so he said, you have a month, tell your husband. Then one day they met at the gym, and Pastor Hall just says that I was unfaithful, and then my husband comes home in a fury, and that was it.
Hey, you know, he's not wrong. You know, he said, look, you know, if you're honest about it, you can ask for forgiveness and stuff, but you can be honest about it, and that will at least take away, you know, the grief and stuff. Because, I mean, if you're living this lie, you know, that you were unfaithful and stuff, and now you have to figure out a way to maneuver it and stuff, yeah, it's going to eat at you every day, you know? You're going to be living with that guilt, and it's never going to go away. It's going to be something you're going to keep trying to constantly push down. And he was just trying to help you. He's like, look, this is the only way that you're going to be able to release this is by being honest, and come what may. But this woman didn't want to lose her marriage, and unfortunately, she lost her marriage for it. This was another one. Would you save your wife or your kids and if your house was on fire? This is something I wanted to show you guys. I thought this was pretty funny, actually.
If we're married, we have 3 children, and there's a house fire, either save the 3 children in the basement or you can save me in the bedroom. Who are you saving?
I'm gonna save my kids.
You're gonna save the kids and not your wife?
My wife has already lived, let's say, 40 years, right?
I'm not 40.
Whatever the age is, whatever the age that we decided on.
You can't have sex with your kids, but you can have sex with your wife.
But sex isn't my...
What kind of response is that? Like her mind went immediately to sex when it's like, no, let's watch that one more time. Let's just watch that one more time. Sorry.
You can't have sex with your kids, but you can have sex with your wife.
But sex isn't my...
Basically, her thought process is like, you can always make more children, but you can't make another wife. But like, no, you can have another wife, but your children who are already innocents in this world that, you know, basically came to this world not by their choice, but by, you know, your choices. They didn't ask to be born, but now they're here. So now a man needs to do what he can to protect them. You know, it's not an easy decision. You know, hopefully you'd like to save everybody, but if the wife and the child are separate, I would hope that the wife would understand that you got to save the children, you know?
A motivating and driving factor in life. That's not the only thing that matters to me.
Who would you save in a fire, me or your mother? He's saying his mom, I already know.
Yeah, I'm saying my mother. Yeah.
I'm dead.
Oh, it's true. You know, I mean, that's his mom. You know, you only get one mom, okay? But you can get another wife. You know, you can definitely get another wife. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of wild. It's definitely a wild situation, but her whole rationale behind it is like, you know, you can't have sex with your kids, but you can have sex with your wife. It's like, that's not the point. You know, the point is that this is my legacy we're talking about here, okay? And whether if you're having me, you know, being put in this position where I have to either save them or save you, I'm going to save my legacy, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, a man shouldn't have to answer this question, but if we are put on the spot, it's kind of it's you know, you're gonna get an ugly truth that you might not like. I think that might be it. I don't know if there's anything else. Let me check because let's see. I'm always let me make sure. I think that might be it. Yes. That is it. We're actually early. I think we're early tonight. I think. No. Is that it? There was one more, I believe, that I wanted to talk about, and I believe it was this one here. How Abba and Preach Destroyed Fresh and Fit by Lou Extras. This one was for 6 days ago. I didn't save it, but I remember I watched it, and I think it's great. We can watch this one, and this will be what we will play out. This will be the end of the stream after this one, so let's check it out. Lou Extras.
Remarks along the way.
You are up, sir.
With over 1,400 videos uploaded to the platform, and an accumulation of over 2 million subscribers, Abba and Preach have made a name for themselves by simply reacting to viral clips and controversial topics, whilst adding humor and giving fairly direct, opinionated takes. In the 14 years since they started their channel, they've taken shots at countless influencers and creators, ranging from red pill giants to cosplaying gangsters.
You want to watch my clips? Watch my clips.
Oh my god, this cringy legendary clip or whatever of Sneeko going against Charlie about clips and magazines, and yeah, it's a magazine, man.
Watch my clips. You want me to watch your clips? Watch my clips. These are the only clips I'm watching. You were?
What is it with them and self-snitching? Yeah, I'm gonna come to your house and then wave a gun and then film it and broadcast it.
That's this younger generation, man. You got kids that are filming themselves stealing in the grocery store, you know, robbing CVS and stuff, and, you know, getting all types of stuff, and then they're filming the whole thing, or they're filming themselves scamming in the drive-thru. I saw a video earlier today, even before I was driving home. This guy, he pulled up in a Chick-fil-A. And you know how they have the workers like in the drive-thru and stuff. So he asked the girl, he's like, hey, I was wondering if I could just swing around and just get some napkins. So then she's like, yeah, go ahead. So he pulls up, and the girl that's at the window with the food, she's like, Randy? And he's like, yeah. So then she hands him the drink, then she hands him the food, and then it cuts to him sitting down with the food, and he's just like, thanks, Randy. And I'm just like, dude, this is crazy that people would actually film this stuff. And one of the comments said that he got caught, actually, like not even a quarter block from it, because I guess they got the whole thing on camera, and I guess they were able to get his license plate and stuff. I don't know. He was basically caught, and then there were a couple people that were named Randy in the comments that were like, hey, you took my order. It's like, yeah. But no, it's just like self-snitching. That is the generation now. It's like, this is the type of content strategy. Is like, yeah, I'm going to do something illegal, I'm going to film it, and I'm going to get a ton of engagement, dude.
You're going to blame the Matrix. That's what boggles the mind. Yo, the Matrix this, the Matrix that. You get deplatformed off the Matrix, and then you try to go back to the Matrix, and then you snitch on yourself. And then you're going to blame the Matrix. Yo, God damn.
Red pillars really be like, the Matrix.
To others who simply spewed the word.
It's a quick thing to blame on. It's like you don't want to take accountability, so you blame your circumstance, you blame the platform, for silencing your truth and all that stuff. And I'm just like, you guys are idiots, man. You have no idea that this is basically you're creating a matrix of your own, pretty much. And people that are not smart enough to realize that you guys are just grifting, that this stuff is detrimental, man. It's not going to really help them. And yeah, but people have to make mistakes in order to realize that they're actually making mistakes. That's the truth of it. So we got a person from Kick. I think it's like I own Kick. 01CE, most affordable botting service, instant custom username, bots start from 0.1 crypto payments, own Kick, YouTube watch. Okay, so we got a guy that's trying to do a little botting service. Shout out to you, sir, I guess, for trying to peddle something, but I don't need a bot, man. These are all real people here, so yeah, we're good, but thank you.
Takes imaginable while in front of a camera.
So do you agree with that premise that slavery was embellished? Or no?
I think that there are parts that are
Ooh, who doesn't remember this part, man? This was the start of the Pearl downfall. Her saying that slavery was possibly embellished.
Under embellished, and there are parts that are over embellished. I think it just depends what we're talking about.
That's so interesting. I gotta know what was over embellished about slavery.
No! She walked right into that, dude. Like she took the neutral stance of saying that stuff was under embellished and stuff that was over embellished. It's like, ooh, you should have phrased that completely differently, man.
Oh, that's a trap.
Just because the story that he told himself with the movie of Roots isn't real does not mean the things depicted in there didn't happen. That doesn't mean that was embellished. The reality of slavery was far darker than the Roots movie could have ever shown. That's just a fact.
And 9 times out of 10, all they gotta do is laugh hysterically to get their point across.
To wrap that up, or you're saying to me that you're trying to have your cake and eat it too, which is a bad analogy because if it's my cake, I can eat it, right? All of it.
Oh my God, dude. The people that don't understand that analogy, it boggles my mind because I know they hear this stuff for the first time. They're like, I don't get it. It's my cake. It's like you have no idea what that means, man. You completely went over your head in terms of that.
You misunderstood the analogy. Having my cake, eat it too. It's not about you can eat your cake. Everyone can eat their fucking cake with potato. The whole point is like the cake is No, that's so stupid.
However, anyone who watches their channel religiously knows that no one has really received the brunt of their comedic rants worse than Fresh and Fit.
You made maybe 30 plus videos talking.
Actually, it's 44 video. Actually, it's now up to 72. Yeah, and we're gonna keep going. Number 73 right here.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, Abba's basically put his mom in a brand new condo because of Fresh and Fit. So, I mean, he has them to thank for that.
Seems like every other week, the duo has been relentlessly roasting them. Made up of red pill figures Walter Weeks and Myron Gaines, they went from strength to strength, trying to one-up their opponents at every opportunity. But with their YouTube channel demonetized due to their controversial takes and racist rhetoric, they've been handicapped against Abba and Preach, whose massive channel continues to benefit from an algorithm that favors the content that they create. But how did we get here? And is there any way for an attempt at a comeback for Fresh and Fit?
It's got to sting, man, because it's like you're basically working for free on YouTube and for pennies on Rumble. And it's like you can only just keep your head down and continue to just churn out this slop and try to get people to engage with your content. So you can, like, I don't know what it does, because it's like if you're not getting paid for it on YouTube, it's like, what is your motivation to keep going? It's like we just, for the sake of just saying that you're going to keep going, that you're not going to quit. I mean, I guess. I mean, if you got nothing else to do, you might as well. I mean, Myron has already said he doesn't need to make a penny off the podcast. He's going to be fine. So he's doing this just for the sake of it. And he can't go back to his government job, so it's like, what else does he have? That's it. Cookmania came back. He says, I like how Myron sees that it's a flex when AMP are getting paid and they're not. No, it's true. It's so true. I mean, I think it's funny how Myron, he likes to do the comparison game in terms of like viewership. He's like, look, you guys got 2-point-something million followers, whatever, and you got like only 300,000 people, you know, watching this video, whatever. Those are rookie numbers compared to us and everything. It's like I have more people, you know, viewing me and watching me. It's like, yeah, I mean, what does it all mean? Yeah, you got more people that are willing to watch you crash out. People are willing to watch you in order to pick you apart later in their own videos. It's like people aren't really like tuning into you for like your insight. The people are tuning in to kind of roast you later because they're just waiting to see when's the next crash out going to happen. You know, when are you going to say something that's going to be sus that we can like look at you sideways and just be like, did he mean to say that? Or, you know, we're just waiting for Myron to slip up, because I mean, Fresh, he's old news. Okay. Fresh is going to be fresh. But with Myron, you know, Myron is starting to get these crazy clips out there, and, you know, it's just funny to laugh at him now. You know, we've all moved on from Fresh, and you know, now it's all eyes are on Myron to really torpedo this podcast.
After this humiliation that they endured, it's your boy Luesta, live from Lou Extras, and this is how Abba and Preach destroyed Fresh and Fit once and for all. First, a little background on how Fresh and Fit became the center of their crosshairs in the first place. To understand how Fresh and Fit rose to prominence.
I mean, for those of you that don't know this story, I can give you a quick little cliff notes about it. There was Preach's wife that Myron basically accused that woman of being this like beluga whale and stuff, when really, in reality, it wasn't his wife. She just happened to be friends of Preach. And Myron, who likes to jump to conclusions, you know, he sees a man with a woman, pictured with a woman, whatever. He's just like, okay, that's gotta be his significant other. So he went with it. He called her a beluga whale and stuff, and then it got back to him and stuff. And actually, I mean, it goes back even further than that. He called Abba and Preach blue pill, or he called Abba blue pill, and then he invited Abba on the show. Abba remembered that. He confronted him about it. Myron played dumb, and then after the show, he went in. Abba stayed and did after hours with him and stuff, and then he went back to Canada, did his own little video on Fresh and Fit, and then it was off to the races after that. Like, there was just, you know, Myron felt betrayed because he's like, I had you in my house. I can't believe you would say all this stuff, whatever. And then you know, they tried to do their own little Abba and Preach, like, attack video, and then the fans of Abba and Preach got it flagged, and then Fresh and Fit tried to do these copyright strikes to Abba and Preach. They got that stuff overturned. Abba and Preach got overturned, and then YouTube gave Fresh and Fit 7 days to retract all of the counterfeit claims, people that were talking trash about them, and they did like I think over like 20 copyright claims to Abba and Preach. And they overturned all of it. They retracted all of it because their channel was going to be completely terminated if they didn't do it. And, but so, yeah, and it's just been this back and forth for like 2 years now. And it's a losing battle, man. There was a boxing match that was challenged that never went anywhere because, you know, everything was said with emotion. You know, Fresh was the one to actually like propose the whole thing, and then Myron had to come to Fresh's rescue and say that, oh no, you know, like I didn't want to box Preach. I wanted to just box Abba, and Abba's the one that's hiding behind Preach and shit. And I'm just like, oh god. So yeah, they ducked the boxing match, you know, as eventual Warlord brought to their attention, and then they've just been running ever since. They've been talking trash and just not you know, not going anywhere with it, you know, and we're just at a stalemate at this point. And it's just dragging out for 2 years. But yeah, Fresh and Fit, they've been losing this battle. It's been an uphill battle for them this whole time.
It's important to recognize that their success was built by appealing to what's commonly known as the Red Pill audience. At its core, this space is made up of men, or alpha males as they like to call it, who believe that they're standing up for male issues and giving young men a voice that they feel has been ignored by mainstream in favor of modern feminist narratives. And like any movement, it includes a wide range of people, including those who take things too far. The phrase Red Pill itself originates from a 1999 film called The Matrix. In the movie, the choice represents a fork in the road, which is one option meaning that they stay comfortable inside the system as it is, while the other represents waking up to the uncomfortable truths and stepping outside of that illusion.
You take the blue pill, the story ends, you wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Along those lines, the men's Red Pill community represents a group of guys who are tired of the anti-male propaganda from the larger society. A subset of this community are those men who speak out against the unfair treatment of men when it comes to dating, marriage, divorce, and child support.
So basically, in the Matrix, there's an artificial reality, a computer-generated reality, and people are being harvested for their body heat in a real world, and their minds are being occupied by this computer-generated reality. And the basic premise of the show is that their body is being used for what is important, and they just distract their minds so their body can stay alive long enough to give the machines what they want.
Now, to be clear, Abba and Preach were not the only ones with a problem with what Fresh and Fit were selling, because the further that the duo drifted from the practical self-improvement content into full-blown Red Pill extremism, the louder the noise against them got, and it was coming from everywhere all at once.
It's funny, you know, when Sneeko came on the scene with Fresh and Fit, Sneeko, when he was still monetized before he got banned, you know, he was in this like red pill rage like for the longest time, you know, basically just reacting to, you know, the on the street interviews with, you know, guys asking girls questions and stuff, and he would like complete their sentences and everything. And yeah, I mean, he was clearly in this whole red pill rage, like anti-feminist type mode, and now I'm starting to see Myron is in this like red pill rage now. It's funny, you know, it's funny how everything comes around in a circle with these guys.
You heard my L's, marrying a single mom, getting left out in the cold, basically in the car, never came downstairs.
The title of this video is How to Sleep with 3 Women in One Day, when really that wasn't the case at all. Nobody believes this story.
But today we're going to talk about my W in terms of having 3 women in one day.
Let me stop you right there. I already don't believe you. It's super hard to think that anything they say is real when they constantly make stupid fucking claims like this one.
Not to mention they've both shown themselves to be frauds time and time again.
You know, we're both triple-digit notch count. He's in the quadruples.
There is no reality in the entirety of the fucking multiverse where this man has slept with 1 woman, let alone over 1,000 of them. Doctor Strange could peer into an endless multiverse and never find one where this guy slept with 1,000 women. They just say a whole bunch of made-up bullshit constantly.
But even as they preached,
and you know, later Fresh did admit that he was just saying 1,000 women in order to get credibility in the manosphere. He was saying that so he can get people to listen to him, you know. So I mean, it's up in the air whether he can even count to 1,000, but what we know for sure is that he said it at the time to get people to give him a little bit of credibility, and that's it.
To becoming a so-called high-value man, telling men to build value through money, status, and discipline, and then use that leverage to control relationships.
I got 20 real estate properties so I can tell motherfuckers, my net worth is over $6 fucking million and I get money residually. I don't fucking need to do this shit, and I don't need to fucking sell my soul. I stand with my fucking friends, period. Alright?
They encouraged dominance over compromise, and justified policing women's social media, nightlife, clothing, and friendships, all while making delusional and borderline creepy remarks along the way.
Fit has advocated to go on dates with women where there's alcohol involved so that they can be loosened up.
Any date idea is gonna work, guys. It's just that the drinking one tends to have the best ROI because you're meeting her at night and it like loosens her a bit, right?
Oh, this is the rappiest take I think I've heard him say. If you're gonna go on a date.
I mean, it's 100% the truth and the strategy that works probably best for them. You get girls in a vulnerable state, and they're already in your studio, so it's like the work is pretty much halfway done, you know? It's like, hey, you can say, hey, I'll promote your OF, I'll promote whatever site you want and stuff if you want to hang out for a bit. And one thing leads to another, and it's like, play is play, you know? They don't have to actually pay for anything, but they can kind of offer a little bit of an even exchange, you know, when it's not really even at all. It's just kind of manipulation at the end of the day.
Take him for a drink because it loosens her up and she loses her inhibitions. Please do not listen to people like this.
Give the ladies what they need too. You know, you have to take care of your women. We need alcohol. Everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose.
Oh no, that aged horribly. God. Oh, don't forget the baby oil, did he?
And the idea that they push that good women should be coachable, meaning willing to change and follow a man's program while any resistance is a red flag, is ridiculous considering multiple women later exposed that they allegedly weren't allowed on the podcast unless they slept with them. But more on that later, as it plays a crucial part in the story. On top of that, they claim that modern women want traditional men without being traditional themselves, as well as warning men away from long-term relationships and pushing self-improvement as leverage to spin plates or pursue younger, more submissive women, thus creating their own ideology of female nature and feminism as a whole.
Define feminism real quick so we know that we have the same, because I don't think you have it.
I particularly cannot define that to you. The dictionary word, I can't. Stupid. Okay, call me that. I don't give a fuck about that. But I'm saying
only women get the privilege of being stupid. Men can't. Stupid. Like if a guy is stupid, he starves. He doesn't make it in life. If a woman is stupid, she could find a millionaire to take care of her if she's hot enough.
Although there was tons of backlash, their content was undeniably
I always wondered, like, when he said that statement, like, is he a little bit jealous that is the reality, that a woman doesn't have to be super intelligent in order to survive? Like, she can just live off of her good looks and stuff. Like, I think there's a little bit of jealousy there. I've always wondered, like, about the reason, like, the core issue of what Myron has, like, this chip on his shoulder against women, is that they have a little bit easier than he does, and maybe he wishes that he could have a similar outlook or a similar outcome to what the women are getting out in Miami and stuff. I'm like, dude, it's like, no, man, it's like, don't resent them for that. That's just who they are.
Fixture of many people's daily content consumption. Despite eventually being demonetized on YouTube and banned on Twitch, they still amassed millions of followers and over 200 million views on YouTube alone. But it seems that the backlash overhauled any of the positive feedback that they received, because over time, the scrutiny that they received having this kind of mindset led to repeated crash outs, most of which were driven by Myron Gaines, who prides himself on having no filter, despite many seeing his takes as wildly off base, with one of the clearest examples being how they regularly kick women off the podcast the moment that they push back.
In this show, if I'm not allowed to talk.
Get the fuck out. Goodbye.
You and your show.
Okay, nigga, get the fuck out of here.
I will get the fuck out of here. It's given you ain't get until you was 20-something years old.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
It was actually 18. All right, you gotta go, man. You gotta go. You gotta go. You're wild.
Given how painfully well content like this racks up views in viral moments, it was only a matter of time before Abba and Preach, a duo known for tearing apart the worst takes on the internet, entered the picture. And in contrast, Abba and Preach built their platform doing the exact opposite. No shouting, no shock value, and no manufactured outrage. Instead, they reacted calmly.
I'm her mom.
So, and how come you're here? You gave her a ride?
Yes, I gave her a ride here today. I truly believe that if she chooses to try something new and I'm not aware of the company or the people that she's going to, I just want to make sure that she's safe. And that's why I brought her today, to kind of check things out for myself.
Yeah, for yourself.
Hang out.
hang out for yourself because you wanted some of that thing, and you know.
They analyzed public events, explained the logic,
Dude, this
and
is
broke
such a
down
classic clip of these guys, man. Look at Abba's hair. Look at this background, dude. This is before they got the silver play button. This is before they got that gold play button, man. This is old school. Holy crap.
arguments piece by piece so that their message could be passed. Also, they watched full clips.
Today's topic. Yes, this is another YouTuber named Kai Cenat. There's a video in particular that someone sent me. They said, yo, you should check this out. So we are going to take a look today.
Reacting to videos they didn't quite agree with, pointing out the errors in their logic, and often using creators' own words against them.
Ideally, my husband needs to be making like.
Okay. My suspicion, she's going to say 175.
250.
250?
Like 650,000.
Jesus. Completely like unrealistic, man. It's like he would have to have an OnlyFans following comparable to like Karina Kampf or something, or I don't know. It's just like it's like, what do you have to do to make that kind of money, man? And why would the man want you? You know, it's like if he's making that kind of money, he can have the pick of the litter. It's like, what do you offer to a man that is making $600K a year?
They built their name by critiquing internet culture, viral ideologies, and YouTube personalities, always breaking down the logic rather than attacking the person, and that included the red pill space. So as their paths kept crossing online, a face-to-face was only a matter of time, and in February 2021, it finally happened. Abba and Preach flew down to Miami to appear on the Fresh and Fit podcast. On paper, this should have been the perfect reset. Same room, no edits, no clips taken out of context. Just a real conversation between two sides who'd been going back and forth online. One of the main things Preach wanted to address was the fact that Myron had publicly labeled them blue-pilled, which again, is basically the opposite of red pill, demonstrating a worldview built around male dominance and hyper-traditional gender roles. Most people assumed it would be hashed out, both sides would agree to disagree, and that'd be the end of it. But to everyone's surprise, Abba and Preach didn't show up heated or ready to throw hands. They were simply calm, polite, and respectful. No insults, no yelling. But when Abba simply asked one question, that's when everything shifted.
So I did watch the podcast where everyone, so me and Preach, we did a video where I talked about how the red pill community was necessary, but I didn't agree with a lot of it, right?
Yes.
I know everybody got together and they said a bunch of stuff, and so I got a chance to watch it. I was like, whoa, what's going on, right? So during that live, people were like, yeah, Abba and Preach are trying to hedge, right? They're trying to appeal to the masses, but at the same time, keep the red pill kind of content, right? Specifically, you felt like we were kind of blue pilled, right?
Instead of standing by his words or at least explaining what he meant, Myron did the most cowardly thing possible.
He played dumb. He acted like he had amnesia, like he didn't know what he was talking about. But unfortunately for him, Fresh was there. He's got like the mind memory of an elephant. Okay, he never forgets a conversation or a face. You know, and he calls it out right then and there. Oh no, I remember.
I'd remember saying it.
What show was this one?
This was on. This was
Rollo Donovan. We were all together.
Donovan Sharp's live.
They did a video about basically the red pit, the RP, basically like saying, you know,
because we've got so many streams, bro. I'm trying to like remember which one.
Not that he was misunderstood, not that it was taken out of context. He just suddenly developed amnesia, and that's what made it so damning. Because Abba and Preach weren't trying to trap him, they weren't even pressing hard. They simply asked for accountability, and instead, they were met with pure denial.
I'm trying to remember. I would say, blue, like, I'm trying to think, like, which video was?
It was the one.
I'm trying to remember. Cause legit,
like, Fresh, this is where you shouldn't stay silent, because anything you say is going to basically ruin his credibility here. So like, just let Myron handle this. But Fresh wants to contribute here, right? This is where he wants to really shine here.
We've done so many live streams. I'm trying to remember which one this was and what I said exactly.
And that's quite hypocritical for someone who always screams at the other gender for never taking accountability.
Guys don't like it when girls say signs and crystals and all other shit. Is basically what she does is she takes accountability away from herself and she puts it on the stars and the moon. It's always, he's gonna find me. If it happens, it happens. If he breaks up with me, he wasn't the one. And it's like, it's always like this practice of deflection and not taking accountability to actually like do.
Dude, and Myron is like the master deflector, man. He's so good at like reframing things and having amnesia and asking like, well, can you like start from the top and like just really label your points and stuff, just kind of reiterate the whole thing. And Fresh does the same thing too, man. He'll have you like repeat your entire argument just to buy him some time so that he doesn't have to speak. And yeah, it's like both of these guys are master deflectors. It's crazy.
It's like there's not a concentrated effort to actually achieve the goal. Versus like if I took that mindset and I said, oh, if I become a millionaire, you know, if it happens, it happens.
At the moment, something became clear to the audience. Fresh and Fit weren't dealing with critics. They were dealing with living receipts. And Abba and Preach had already done their homework. They didn't argue, they didn't escalate, they just let the silence do the work. Because this wasn't just a debate loss for Myron, it was a full-blown credibility problem. And when you spend years confidently preaching to your audience, then suddenly can't remember a single word of it in the moment someone puts you on the spot face to face, people start asking very uncomfortable questions about everything else you've ever said. And from that point on, every response from Fresh and Fit was being watched differently. However, that didn't exactly affect how the episode played out, as the conversation actually settled in. No chaos, just a back and forth where you could slowly see how differently they saw the world, especially once they got...
Abba could have completely pressed him on this, but he didn't go in as far as he could, man. He basically just, he asked him directly. You know, he didn't get the right answer that he was hoping for. He didn't get the accountability that he was hoping for. And he just kind of moved on. He ended up staying and did the after hour show with him and stuff. But I mean, this was a major flaw in, you know, or a major chink in their armor in terms of like their credibility. You know, like they're willing to hold all these random women in Miami, you know, accountable for whatever actions and decisions they make, but when it comes to like the things that they've said, they just completely won't answer to it because they're like, I don't really remember. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember how I said it, whatever. And they never even apologized for it. So
into dating and intimacy. On one side, there were rigid rules about how men and women are supposed to operate.
They can no longer look at women with the same objective lens. They start to resent them and hate them because they're like, I have to pay this girl my hard-earned money to get any type of attention from her, and they don't really experience the benefits that come from dealing with women, and it gets them very jaded.
And also remember this, right? When you're paying for the P sleeve or the P box, what happens is you get lazy. So the game is out the window now because guess what? Now you're relying on your money, leading with your wallet to get the girl. Yeah. But once again, that girl's only there for the money, so there's no respect, there's no genuine desire. And in this scenario right here, yeah, I know you said some guys are married and they go behind the scenes, whatever, but deep down, a man wants to be desired by women. And this is why people pay for OnlyFans, because they want the one-on-one with a girl, they want that genuine desire. If you just pay for it, okay, I'll you.
On the other, there was pushback against the black and white thinking, opposing the absolutism, considering the context and real-life dynamics.
If you're out there in the dating world and you're looking for that validation, I completely understand. Sometimes it's Saturday night, and you just want to get your rocks off, and you know somebody who knows how to tickle your balls the right way. You feel me? So you hit up, right? Like whether it's a booty call or whether it's something you paid for, like if you got the disposable funds for it, it's really not a thing. Yeah. And I say this because I know some girls who work in escorting, and they tell me like they got regular dudes, very respectful, they follow the same protocol, and for them it's just a good way to get their rocks off because they're into weird stuff, or maybe they're just like, man, I ain't got time. I work too much. I'm in town for a weekend. You ready? Cool. Let's go. Let's do this. And it's simple. So there's a market for it. I would agree that if guys are lonely or if they want that validation, that's not the way to go.
And the longer that they talked, the clearer the gap became. But the real problem wasn't the difference in opinions. It was that one side wasn't being honest about their own behavior. Because once the truth about Fresh and Fit's private dealings with women surfaced, the hypocrisy was impossible to ignore. And
I mean, the amount of women they were bringing on the show at a time, they were going to have repeat guests, people that they had crossed paths before, people that they maybe had messaged on seeking arrangements and stuff, and then they come out and they expose them and stuff, and it's just like, well, you know, you got to pay to be on seeking arrangements, so you can't play this whole card that, oh no, we don't have to pay because we dupe women into thinking that, you know, we will offer value up front and stuff like that, and then we just take what we need from them and then we dispose of them. It's like, yeah, but you gotta pay to be on those sites in order to message those girls, so you're not really all the way like being a salt daddy, a person that doesn't have to pay for anything. It's like you're lying. It's like, just admit it.
brand built entirely around the alpha male image and positioning themselves as authorities over women, that contradiction hit their credibility like a wrecking ball, triggering a chain reaction of controversy, backlash, and consequences that would spiral into one of the most humiliating public destructions in YouTube history. A real-life case study on how ego, hypocrisy, and bad decisions can bring an empire crashing down, engineered by two comedians from Montreal who simply refused to let the lies go unchallenged. So you'd think that after that podcast appearance, where Myron dodged accountability and the philosophical differences were laid bare, things would cool down. Maybe both sides would agree to disagree and move on. But this was just the beginning for Abba and Preach's focus on Fresh and Fit, because a few months later, they returned to that video to carefully analyze, break it down, and reaffirm their positions on the opinions they had expressed earlier.
Today's topic, me and Preach were both on this. So there's a discussion surrounding working women, girls who work in the bedroom professionally. And they were saying why they didn't want it to be legalized. And so they asked me and Preach's thoughts. And this is what happened.
We're dealing with these girls behind the scenes in person, right? How they look at these guys that are paying is different from what they're telling you in person, because they look at you as, okay, he's paying a need that I have, but I don't respect him. And for me, I don't want a bitch's I want her soul.
You ain't getting nobody's soul. The f you think you are, Ghostbusters?
This man said her soul.
I remember this claim as well. Fresh said that every woman that he's been with actually loved him for who he was, and not, I mean, you're not going to get anybody complaining about Fresh. There's none of that. They all love him for who he is. And I'm like, you can't say that, man. There's no possible way, man. There's no possible way.
Look at your face right now. You're looking at the camera like, what is he talking about?
This was their attempt at bringing the discussion back into the spotlight, especially since they found some contradictory information about him.
Even more, what I find really distasteful is you come to find out that Myron Gaines himself, right, the so-called pickup artist, the master, has his own seeking arrangements account, his own profile. All right, this is on the web. You can find it. This man's out here talking about don't pay for box, don't pay for box. He's on a website for sugar daddies and sugar babies. Okay.
And that's where Abba and Preach's involvement made everything worse. By pointing out the contradictions in real time, breaking down statements,
and I believe on Reddit, somebody found Myron Gaines' Bumble account. And just so you guys know that I'm not making stuff up, let's go do it real quick, just so you guys. Let's check it out. I think it's like Myron Gaines Bumble, maybe Bumble account. Let's check it out. Yes, this is it. So let's see if I can make this bigger. So yeah, this is his Bumble account. Myron, 36, author, podcaster, things we can talk about, dogs. His ID's been verified. So yeah, this is his little Bumble account. ID verified, so I guess that is him. So yeah, he's diversifying. He's not just on Secret Arrangements now. He's on Bumble as well. So there you go.
And exposing hypocrisy, they didn't just reignite the debate, they amplified the consequences, and that got Fresh and Fit angry.
Today's topic, all right, seems like the guys from Fresh and Fit are really upset.
We are better than you, period.
But this wasn't even the most troubling part about his
We're gonna lap you guys.
interactions with women. At least in the case of the luxury dating site, the situation appeared more cordial and based on mutual consent. However, that was far from the case with the Anna Quinn situation, where she came forward online claiming that Myron tried to pressure her into sleeping with him for exchange for
He said that he doesn't collaborate with other creators unless they sleep with him. I mean, he said this on text. You got to be very careful when you send a text like that, because that's going to get screenshot and that's going to be posted on the internet and it's going to make you look horrible. And now you're going to have to come up with a story to, spin to say that this is AI or whatever. And yeah, it didn't look good for Myron
appearing on the show. It was a distasteful situation to many observers, though Fresh and Fit didn't seem to view it as that way, as they appeared to justify their approach rather than acknowledge any wrongdoing.
He said, no problem, I collab directly with girls I date, no pressure though. And I was like, so if we aren't dating, you don't want to collab?
So dating is much different than me or else you come on the show. You know what I'm saying? Which is what she was trying to insinuate, because in her video, she says, oh, Myron bribes girls to get on the show to have She goes, bribing women with collaboration for sex is what she's saying. So I basically tell her, hey, just so you know, we're going to work together, but I'm not trying to make this platonic at all. I'm being upfront and direct with her.
Guys, on the show, what do we say all the time? If you're going to a girl, let her know the exact intention.
Upfront.
Don't waste time.
This woman is in California, guys.
Yep.
Okay?
For Abba and Preach, they weren't done asking questions and putting fresh...
The reframing is crazy. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I can kind of see like how he would want to reframe it that way so he can still come off as like, no, I'm just trying to convey, like, I'm just trying to be direct with my interest and stuff like that. I'm not trying to have another friend that is a girl, you know, that's, I don't have friends that are girls and stuff. That doesn't serve me. But in terms of a collaboration, you know, she had a marginal following as well, that they could have combined their audience. I believe she was like a fitness influencer and stuff. And Byron put her in this weird, awkward position. It's like, no, the only way I'll get you to collab is if we sleep together. It's like, I don't know, man. It comes off a little desperate.
Fit on the spot.
Then you come to find out this man's talking about, listen, if we want burning desire from ladies. Ain't that what they say? Right? You want to get their best, so you got to earn it. Come to find out, this man's telling girls in the DMs that if they want to come on the platform, they have to fuck, and if they don't, he gets upset about it and he gets all pissy. Oh, you fucked all my other boys. You won't fuck me, then you can't get on the platform. So wait, you want a girl who just wants to come on the platform for clout? And you think that's burning desire?
Their follow-ups felt more like documentation than a reaction video. Abba and Preach.
This is why you got to be careful about what you text to girls, man, because that stuff's going to get saved and it's going to be thrown back at you later down the line. It's like, these guys, they don't move smart at all, man.
For cataloging behavior. Clips were replayed, statements were compared, and contradictions were highlighted.
And again, guys, I don't even care that he goes about that way to girls. Do whatever you want. You earned your platform. Go ahead. Me, it's the hypocrisy of these ideas. You preach to these men that they have to always seek this thing, that this is the way to live, that this is the best way, but you don't even walk the talk. That's what I find distasteful.
The podcast for the longest time has been a front for how they can get girls. The girls want to go on the show for exposure and clout and all that stuff. And then they realize that, no, they're basically going to get triggered to get crashed out, possibly kicked off the show because that's what the fans want. And then they get a little bit of exposure, you know, if they, you know, take whatever abuse that they're given, and they get to have their OnlyFans link in the comment or the description of the video. And yeah, it's like, who's willing to sit and take all this abuse or whatever so they can get a little bit more traffic to their page.
The result of all of these exposés, the conflict stopped looking like YouTube drama and started looking like a credibility investigation. Because this time, the tone had changed. They weren't just disagreeing with Fresh and Fit's ideas. They were questioning whether the people giving the advice actually lived by it. And that's a far more dangerous accusation. From there, every response from Fresh and Fit made things worse. Instead of slowing down, they doubled down. And that played right into Abba and Preach's style. Because emotional reactions create more clips. More clips create more analysis. And more analysis creates more doubt on everything Myron and Walter stood for.
And more lies create more contradictions down the line, because you will then see that you'll play a clip that something he said, you know, 3 months back to something he's saying now, and it is completely different. At least with Myron, he'll say something that will be completely different, and then Fresh, he'll tell on himself too. He'll snitch on himself, and he'll say something at the time of how a certain situation played out, and then he'll come back months later and think that we don't have it on Reddit or anything saved and stuff, and he'll come back and he's like, oh, you know, the reason why that girl said that she had some dirt on me was because, you know, I slept with a girl before the show and I didn't shower, you know, so I came to the show, to the podcast, reeking like sex, you know, and that was the whole reason. She basically just said that you smelled like sex and you weren't fresh, you know, you weren't actually fresh at all. You completely just rolled out of bed and came straight to the podcast. And I was kind of greasy, fresh, but I mean, that's the thing. It's like, but at the time he was like, yo, she was just making stuff up. She was just trying to get clout, you know. But you give Fresh long enough time, he'll hang himself. Same thing with Myron.
The cycle fed itself. Fresh and Fit would speak.
Y'all dumbass, the same tired background, same fucking million plaque. We got $200,000 plaques now, and we're gonna get a million plaque, and we're gonna get the other channel another million as well, and Fresh's channel gonna hit 100,000. We are better than you. Period. out of here, man.
Abba and Preach would then react to it.
You know what it's like? I love it that these guys call themselves alpha and all this other stuff. It makes me laugh because they got such energy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like when you're talking to a girl about a topic. You're talking. You guys seen this before. You're talking to your girl about a topic and you guys having a discussion and she's losing the argument. All of a sudden she starts bringing up, your dick is small. What does that have to do?
Or she gets so angry that she starts clapping as she's talking or whatever, like to kind of like drive her point home. That's really what Myron just did. He clapped like, we are better than you. It's like he's acting like a typical angry woman, man.
With economics. It's like they do the same thing.
Then the audience would compare, and each round chipped away at authority. Myron basically did the tell me you have a fragile ego without telling me you have a fragile ego challenge. A wise man once said, the loudest man in the room is the weakest man in the room, Frank Lucas. At the same time, Fresh and Fit were already drowning in backlash from other controversies. So instead of looking like strong figures under unfair attack, they just looked like a platform that was always surrounded by problems. That overlap completely changed public perception. It stopped being about two creators disagreeing and started becoming a question of why these guys are always in the middle of something. Because Fresh and Fit were trying to win arguments, but Abba and Preach were shaping the narrative and building a long-term case. And on the internet, the long game always wins. The question was never whether Abba and Preach would respond again. It was what Fresh and Fit would say next and how fast it would be turned into another exhibit. Because
Teen Toast Ghost came back. He says, you can make a drinking game from my enraging moment from the podcast. Dude, you could, but you'd end up on the floor. I mean, a lot of the stuff that he rages over, it seems so manufactured. And, it is. At this point, it's like he'll put out these crazy triggering points, whatever. He'll like, insult a woman or a couple women on the show. And then, if they crash out, then it gives him the complete open opportunity to tell him get off the podcast, And no, it's completely forced. It's not natural anymore. It's like people are waiting for this stuff to happen. And, they at least at this point, it's just become so formulaic. And it's just, it's sad.
Because at this point, it evolved way beyond a clash of opinions and more into a slow, public dissection. Fresh and Fit had a choice: slow down, address the criticism calmly, and regain control of the narrative, or escalate and make everything worse. You can probably guess which path they chose.
Controversy with clicks, man, because be controversial for content, man. It's like that's what they chose because they realized that the more controversial clips they had with women that were crashing out, getting kicked out, and like Myron owning the whole room and stuff, it's like, yeah, that was the stuff that went viral. But like any type of pushback that they got, or anything that they were talking about that was anything other than the girls, where it was just like self-improvement or Bitcoin, nobody cared about any of that stuff, man. We just wanted to see the crash outs, man. That's it.
Instantly, they went into defense mode.
Our channel's better than yours. Facts. We get more views than you. We've been on less than you. We work harder than y'all. We cut our hair more than you. Like, yo, if y'all want to
we get more girls
than y'all niggas. Free.
In defense mode for a
no, not for free, Fresh. That last part was untrue. You get a lot of girls for pay, and that's just the truth.
Platform built on dominance didn't look like strength. Instead of addressing the breakdowns point by point, the tone shifted to frustration. Critics became haters, questions became attacks, and accountability turned into ego battles. And this is when things subtly changed in the audience's mind. Before, Fresh and Fit were seen as these confident leaders, while Abba and Preach were just two commentators. However, now it looks like Fresh and Fit were just overcompensating. Viewers started noticing the pattern, which they started pointing out in comments like, any man that says he's better than another man is simply showing his insecurity. This man said his haircut is better, but he's balding. For a man who accuses women of being emotional every time they have a point, he is very emotional himself. The calmer Abba and Preach stayed, the louder Fresh and Fit became. Fresh and Fit would even try to frame Abba and Preach's continued responses as...
And, also with the inflation of the numbers and stuff from all the different social medias, from Kick to Castle Club to X to YouTube numbers, all of this stuff was just completely manufactured, because whenever you would watch their videos on Rumble or on YouTube, the numbers would never match up. So it's just like you just have this on here to kind of fake this credibility that you have this many people watching, when it's really not that at all.
Betrayal.
The reason why we had that reaction was because we felt betrayed when they made that video that made us look kind of stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to integrity, if I'm making a video about somebody, I'm made in a bad light, I'm gonna say, yo, bro, I'm doing this video. How you feel about this?
The framing didn't land the way they expected, because from the
How do you feel about this? How do you think about this? No, dude, I don't think so.
outside, it didn't look like betrayal. It just looked like scrutiny. They had made public claims. Those claims are now being publicly examined. And the more that they tried to paint themselves as victims, the more it clashed with the alpha, unbothered dominant image they built. In the middle of all this, Mr. Walter, aka Fresh, would get caught having relationships with multiple 304s, who are clearly only into him for the money.
That being said, listen, that shorty there, bro, wants me for me. You said she was very different from every girl you meet in Miami, when I've heard you speak about every girl in Miami before. You generalize.
No, that being said, when I met her, I saw she hadn't been tainted yet.
Why do you think she's interested in you?
I feel like the first day that I met you, having that genuine conversation on the boat. Like,
Was it 60 foot long? Was it 85 foot? Dude, she doesn't want club, bro. Honestly, she didn't want to do this live stream. She's doing this for me, so I appreciate her for that.
Do I know you?
And to make matters even worse, he would end up dating one that he eventually got knocked up and tried to abandon. These were the alpha males who preached against simping and falling for honey traps. The contradiction was louder than any insult. While Fresh and Fit focused on defending their pride, Abba and Preach focused on documenting patterns, and patterns are what shape reputations. But
And you know what? Fresh and Fit gave them a steady stream of content, man, because they were either always crashing out or Fresh was messing up in, you know, in creating controversy. It's like that was the only way Fresh could contribute to the podcast, was by screwing up.
when a reputation starts forming in a direction you can't control, the response isn't always consistency in your actions. Sometimes it's a change in tactics. And that's exactly what happened with Fresh and Fit. Soon, their focus slowly moved away from ideas and towards individuals. Disagreements turned into mockery.
We need to take the title to Abba and Preach Roast with credit cards.
Yeah, you know, because unlike those guys, we provide y'all value, give you guys entertainment, roasting those two losers.
Yep.
Give you guys a bunch of credit information as far as like, you know, oh, this is not financial advice, by the way.
Yeah.
What credit cards you guys can get. And yeah, we're not going to make stupid faces on you. That's how he sound, bro. Like literally every time you talk, I'll be thinking like, uh-oh, retard alert. This dude licks windows, man.
And the conversation that started around accountability began drifting into personal territory. Fresh and Fit started taking shots at things outside the debate, with one of the most egregious attacks coming in this disgusting clip.
Yo, Prince is like a, it looks like a,
you should see him build momentum. What the
Oh man, the classic clip, man, with the chef hats and, you know, the Donkey Kong references, man. Like, this was the beginning of the end here. And, you know, the fact that Zerka and Sneeko were here to have front row seats to it, man, they were the first ones to really have the best seats in the house to witness the downfall, man. This was the beginning of the end here.
I got a problem with you. Imagine them.
Nigga looks like a monkey. Preacher's over there looking like Magilla Gorilla and Donkey Kong having the baby.
Their backgrounds, their personal lives, even people connected to them who had nothing to do with the discussion.
This Preacher's married prior to a fucking beluga whale somewhere.
That shift.
That was it. That was like the shot that he took at Preach that sparked the whole boxing match and everything, and then they backed down from it.
Matters, because attacking a person instead of the point usually means the point isn't winning anymore. And when logic leaves the conversation, emotion takes the wheel. That's the worst place Fresh and Fit could have gone, because their entire brand was built on emotional control, discipline, stoicism, and being the most rational voice in the room. Even their longtime viewers began seeing through them and finding it really disturbing. The fact that he dragged Preach's wife into this says a lot, a whole lot. He's a fragile individual with unsolved childhood trauma. When a man insults another man's wife in an altercation, there's no turning back. I've lost all respect for Fresh and Fit. I love how Fresh and Fit never really addressed the differing of opinions. They just start insulting. That's when you know you have no substance behind your words.
Myron does the same thing in the college debates too. You know, when he is going up against like any of the college girls and stuff, and whenever they start asking him questions or giving him points and stuff that he can't combat, he goes straight into the looks of the person and, you know, the ideology of the person. And he doesn't really like he doesn't really veer off and, addresses the ideas. He just talks about their looks. And, it's like, dude, you can't resort to insults and try to have like a meaningful discussion, trying to change people's minds and stuff. It's like you're just going to devolve into a shouting match.
Even people who agreed with Fresh and Fit's ideology started pulling back. Yo, I'm straight up embarrassed for Fresh and Fit. They sound like the OnlyFans girls they have on their show. That emotional spiral led to the moment where they made an irrational change to ABBA and Preach.
We say the facts, we give our L's and our W's, right? So real talk, man, we put out an invite. If y'all want to talk, come back in the studio, we'll talk about it. Or we could box about it too. Cause I'm in the gym now, you feel me? I'm feeling nice right now. I'm wired right now.
Fresh wants to box with Preach, bro.
Fresh wants to box with Preach. He was talking mad trash because he was in the gym. He said he was feeling nice. This was the origin of the whole boxing match, okay? And then when Preach, he responded almost immediately to it. That's when they started making excuses. That's when they started backtracking. That's when they started laying out all these ground rules for why it can't happen the way that they want it to happen, where it's just they meet in a gym and box it out. No, they need to get sponsors. They need to get the thing sanctioned. They need to sell tickets. They need to do all this other stuff. When it's just like, dude, just let's go to a gym. Let's box it out. Let's settle this, man.
That's why I'm boxing up, bro. So you know what? Come back to Miami. Let's box it out. Talk it out to How about that? We're here waiting.
But like real talk, man.
This was completely wild when you think about it. Two creators known for talking were now trying to settle an argument with fists. And Preach, who had endured enough of Fresh and Fit's disrespect, was more than happy to squabble up.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, nigga.
You want to talk? I'll be there.
Okay, you know what?
I wasn't there last time. I wasn't. But now you want to do this?
You want to set up the boxing match?
Let's go.
Okay, we can set it up.
Both of you. Let's go.
Hey, man.
This is the whole twin sisters comment that he said that was just completely iconic.
Want to do this? Let's go. Let's go. I'll be there. Yeah, he's just gonna do it from. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Next week I'll be there.
Okay, listen. At the end of the day, listen. I'm not here to have people fight and advocate, but Preach, you your own man.
That is not me that said that.
Go.
I did not say that. I had no problem with it. You're gonna bring my wife and you're gonna be my country in this? No problem, Brendan. Let's do this. I don't care.
Moreover, walking away at that point would have been seen as a fear. And in their world, reputation is everything, especially when pride, image, and the chance to whoop your opponent's ass are on the line.
You have to understand that when you talk some shit, there's consequences. Let's do it. I might lose this whole shit. Not a problem. I'll be there next week.
And that's when something strange happened. Once the challenge was accepted, the energy shifted again. Suddenly, it wasn't so simple anymore. Fresh and Fit began showing once more how big of clowns they really were.
You proposed a fight, talk shit. Then when the person accepted, you're like, I'll bring $500,000. I offered you $20,000 to just show up. Win or lose, you were going to get paid. I'll hand you the check beforehand. And you still cowered out talking about, no, we need to get promoters and all. These guys think.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted to make a whole event out of it. Same thing when he wanted to debate. When Myron wanted to debate Tariq Nasheed, he made an excuse again. I remember. Even Saint the Sinner wanted to basically set the whole thing up. He was going to put the money up for it. And Myron started making excuses saying, no, let's have it in my studio. And I don't want to pay Tariq anything. But I want to make sure if he's gonna debate me, he's gonna bring another person to debate with him, because I want to have Andrew Wilson as my teammate and stuff. I don't want to do this on my own. You can have him bring over, God, what was his name, dude? I can't remember the other guy's name. The guy that's building the school, that's taking forever to build the school. I can't remember his name. But he was like, yo, you can Tariq Nasheed can have him as a partner, and I'll have Andrew Wilson as my partner, as a debate person. I'm just like, Myron, you don't want to get beat intellectually or physically. You know, you run from every confrontation.
Everything is about money.
The same people who pushed for physical confrontation now seemed less eager to make it happen. It looked like a complete retreat, earning them callouts from the viewers. Myron has Chihuahua energy. As soon as he gets called out on his bark, he doesn't want smoke anymore. From that point on, it became obvious that the boxing match was never going to move forward. Fresh and Fit were synonymous to a joke. Because on the internet, you don't lose credibility when you lose a fight. You lose it when people realize you can't back up the talk. Fresh and Fit issued the challenge, but couldn't stand 10 toes down. But the hits wouldn't stop there. As a result of the chain of actions and controversies the podcast's hosts had been involved in, their channel lost over 30,000 subscribers that month, with 22K of those vanishing on a single day. And when Fresh and Fit saw they were on the losing end of this public war, they did something that no one ever expected. You see, Fresh and Fit have never been the guys to man up, reason differently, or even take accountability for their actions. They were
suffering managed backlash. They were hemorrhaging followers and all this stuff, subscribers and everything. So they were frustrated. So they started issuing DMCA copyright strikes to people. Everybody that was criticizing them.
Rather mock or crash out when faced with opposers.
We are better than you. Period.
So you can understand how surprising it was to see them offer a genuine apology.
On this podcast, we talk about accountability, okay?
Yeah.
And we are not above taking accountability. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, we made a mistake, okay? It is not cool to insult a man's country and or wife live on air. We should have kept the disagreement on the topic and not the people.
Yep.
Okay? Smart people discuss ideas, stupid people discuss people. And we made a mistake, all right? So with that said, we apologize, okay, for talking about his wife, his country, and making ad hominem attacks on them. They're fellow YouTubers. If we have disagreements, we're going to have disagreements, but the way we went about it was not right.
Apart from the fact that the comments were turned off for that video, this suspicious apology would still be followed by talks about the boxing match, with Fit seeming like he wasn't on board with the new program. Fit still went on to speak about the boxing match, not showing any signs.
Yeah, they were basically issuing this apology because they lost so many followers and supporters for it. And then they even went on to copyright claim Abba and Preach's response to this video. So it's like it doesn't really make any sense to me.
Remorse.
That being said, the boxing, you got our number, hit us up on the side. You know where we're at. We're in Miami, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it didn't feel like accountability. It was more like someone realizing that they lost control of the narrative and were trying to salvage what was left of their reputation. But that only poured more fuel on the already blazing fire. Because even after the apology and after the boxing challenge fell apart, Fresh and Fit still hadn't learned the most important lesson. When you're losing a PR battle, the worst thing you can do is escalate. Because when you do so consistently, the fire you've kindled might become way too hot for you to bear.
Yeah, they backtracked on it and they doubled, tripled down on the whole comments they made. He even said that, Myron said that he's like, I don't even think that the apology wasn't necessary because these guys, they don't deserve it. And they made it worse, They made that whole apology completely null and void.
Fresh and Fit would make a decision that turned their credibility crisis into a full-blown disaster. They started filing copyright strikes against multiple commentary channels that had criticized them, especially Abba and Preach.
Fresh and Fit decided to hit us with dozens of copyright claims. We saw this was probably going to end up coming, and honestly, not upset about it at all.
And if you know anything about YouTube culture, you know what that means. Filing false DMCA and copyright claims isn't just frowned upon, it's basically declaring war on the entire commentary community. Fresh and Fit claimed that these videos were hate and attacks on their integrity. They even announced that they'd hired a legal team to make critics face the consequences.
Yeah, bro. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're back. You know what I'm saying? The haters tried to kill us. Over 30 plus YouTube channels made videos like slandering our name, whatever it is. Now they're mad that there's consequences of actions, bro. Y'all are not going to be able to run around and drag our name in the mud with, falsely without some kind of recourse.
But the funniest part of all of these is that the legal team turned out to be just a paralegal with no real authority. And even worse, people publicly corrected them, explaining why their copyright strategy...
Yeah, I remember Tim Pool when they went on Tim Pool and they were trying to explain themselves because somebody sent in a super chat about the DMCA strikes, copyright strikes, and they're like, yeah, well, we were just doing it because people were smearing our name online and stuff. And then Tim Pool was like, well, that's not allowed, right? Like people can say whatever they want to say, and that doesn't mean you can give them a copyright strike as far as a retaliatory action. Like you're in the wrong for that.
G was bound to fail.
They don't understand. For the life of me, so I have to say that I gave people too much credit for being intelligent. They're not, because they don't understand what fair use actually is. They don't understand that, like, if you're reporting news or you're adding, are you changing it in any way, you don't have to even do it in good faith. And let's just go down this route of thinking. MSNBC and Fox News both say the same story, totally different. There are no copyright strikes. There's no lawsuit about it because you're allowed to give your slant and your opinion on it. It doesn't have to be in good faith.
For a podcast that positioned itself...
Yeah, it would be one thing if people were just playing their videos at length and not adding any commentary to it or any original thought. You could just... I think that in terms of people when people do that, I think it is low effort. I think people should have a little bit more to say about it. But no, the thing is, like, if people come to this channel because they understand that I'm going to give my honest take on how I feel about the whole situation, and I know too much now about Fresh and Fit and their whole history just from watching them on the channel and also in Reddit and stuff, and just keeping track of all the controversy. It's a mighty web, and then when you step back and look at it, you're just like, yeah, dude, this is a dumpster fire, but it was all of their own. Everything that happened to them and everything that has come to them is all of their own doing, so it's like it's their own. They're the only ones to blame for it. And it's funny because it's just like you had it all. You had it all at one point and you fumbled it.
As crusaders for free speech, for hosts who constantly criticize censorship, they were now using YouTube's copyright system to silence criticism. The hypocrisy was impossible to ignore, and the internet never forgets hypocrisy.
Adam Griffin says, can you ask why these clowns tried to take down
Tim Pool? Here's the Tim Pool clip I was talking about. I love it. This video has everything, dude. Everything that I was talking about, it's now coming to light now.
On Abba and Preach with fake DMCA strikes.
It became clear that when tested, when genuinely challenged, when forced to defend their positions with more than just confidence, Fresh and Fit crumbled. They attacked personally instead of intellectually. At every single turn, they chose the weakest possible response, and they all backfire, costing them much more than they could have imagined. Because somewhere along the line, Fresh and Fit were removed from the YouTube partner program for repeated guideline violations, thus wiping out one of their biggest income streams.
Is this the end, bro? Because we got some bad news, man. When I heard that, I was shocked because we love YouTube, man.
Yeah.
We love streaming.
Yeah.
And at this point, I feel like our whole lives are revolved around streaming and adding value to people online. It's just like, it won't be the same, bro.
It showed just how far things have gone downhill, to the point that they were being this vulnerable with an audience they've always told to suppress emotion and stay tough.
I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
There's one thing that people often miss about this story. Abba and Preach didn't destroy Fresh and Fit, but Fresh and Fit destroyed themselves.
That is the biggest truth right there. If you didn't have Abba and Preach, eventually Myron would have ran the podcast into the ground. Even though Fresh seemed to be like the catalyst to the whole thing, it was really truly Myron that was responsible, because he was the one that wanted to keep pushing at the envelope and keep going more and more extreme and trying to be edgy and stuff. And it's like it was only a matter of time. Abba and Preach were just reporting the news, but Fresh and Fit were the ones that were steering the ship.
And Preach simply provided the mirror, and in doing so, they exposed the fundamental flaw in Fresh and Fit's entire operation. Their brand wasn't built on genuine expertise or tested principle. It was built on performance, on the appearance of strength, on the confidence that comes from never being truly challenged. And the moment that someone challenged them properly, the whole facade fell apart. Now, Fresh and Fit are reduced to making content solely focused on demeaning women, profiting off gullible men subscribing to their Castle Club community, and with their recent appearance vibing out to Kanye's Nazi song, they're nothing more than a group of idiots screaming to the void. My name is Lou Extra, live from Lou Extras, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Shout out to Lou Extras, man, for this video. I mean, it literally is a nice little history to kind of go through. And, you know, I mean, we've talked about different parts of history of Fresh and Fit, and I think it's just cool to see it all in like one video. I do want to shout out to Lolis22 on Kick. He said, "Hey homie, I can share your stream in a Kick community, help you hit 200 followers and 100 viewers, and also earn $1,000 per stream. Add me on Kick." Appreciate you, man. I thank you so much. But no, I do want to thank everybody, all the hustlers, for coming out tonight. Appreciate you guys for supporting the stream, and we'll see you guys on the next one, man. I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter, those of you that celebrate it. I'm going to be spending time with the family doing the whole Easter egg hunt thing early in the morning. I believe we start at 8 and we're going to go to like 4 different ones, so that should be fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your Easter, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Camp Hustle 1, out.
Camp Hustle 1, squad moves like a freight train. Streaming live Saturdays, no need for a campaign. Coke Benny in the chat, spitting heat, uncontained. Haters lurking in the shadows, they ain't built for this terrain. Covers dropping gems, wisdom sharper than a blade. XO Charles in the mix, got the whole game amazed. Taking souls for free, no invoice, no delays. Debating Sonic, spitting logic, making waves. Hustlers unite every Saturday night. We shine bright, got the spotlight in sight. Live stream flames, haters take flight. Chopping it with Hank, keep the vibe airtight. Commentary live, no script, just pure flair. Every bar a dagger, leaving doubters in despair. This ain't just a hustle, it's a kingdom we declare. Building brick by brick, we ain't folding under glare. Hank Russell in the cut, breaking bread, trading thoughts. While they talk trash, we strategize and plot. Every stream a canvas, every word a stroke of art. We out here taking names, pulling strings, playing smart. Hustlers unite every Saturday night. We shine bright, got the spotlight in sight. Live stream flames, haters take flight. Chopping it with Hank, keep the vibe airtight.